And good evening, hockey fans, and what is going on? Alongside the newest general manager of the Calgary Flames, a.k.a. Kyle Manifold, because his team likes to hurt him unfairly. But also your boy Neil Villapiano, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast. We welcome you to another live watch-along right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. And tonight, we have the New Jersey Devils traveling down the Jersey Turnpike to take on the Philadelphia Flyers in the city of brotherly love. The Devils looking to try to string together their third straight win after coming back from down 2 goals against the Islanders back on Tuesday. And this should be a good one. And by the end of the night, we might have even more change in the Metropolitan Division. There is a lot of tight races going on between, 3 and 7 in that division?
Yeah, 3 and 7, yeah.
3 and 7. So a lot can change by the end of tonight. This is also the first of a back-to-back for the Devils. Tomorrow night, they're back at home against the San Jose Sharks before they head off for a Pacific Division road trip. As always, shout out to our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook and also Raycon for sponsoring this live watch along and everything we do here at THPN. Use our promo codes THPN when you sign up. Andrew's already off and running, Kyle, with the score. He's going 5-3 Devils tonight. And by the way, guys, make sure to leave your score predictions as well in the chat like Andrew did. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we go live right here on THPN. Kyle, we got a game tonight, obviously. We're going to do Devils Flyers. We're going to have a good time. It's
going to be great. I'm very much looking forward. I was very much looking forward to this game today because I knew it was going to be a good game because of the way the Flyers have been playing this year and that. And so, yep.
For sure. And you look at the Devils, they're a little bit healthier. Jack Hughes obviously back in the lineup. Nico Hischier returned last Saturday, has scored goals in back-to-back games since returning from injury. So the Devils are starting to get a little bit healthier. And so this should really be a good matchup between these two divisional opponents who later this hockey season, will be taking their game outdoors at MetLife Stadium in one of the 2 Stadium Series games. It should be a lot of fun for that. But Kyle, really quickly, before we jump on today, and we'll talk about it in greater detail during one of our intermission reports, which, by the way, good to see you, Gaza. Hope you are doing well as always. I will. He's actually going with the Devils tonight, Kyle, if you can believe that.
Ooh, that's
actually going with the Devils tonight.
All right.
Rangers coming off another win against the Red Wings last night. We've had a lot of stories in the NHL. We're not going to talk about Patrick Kane just yet, although that is certainly going to be talked about. And we will somewhat talk about Corey Perry, not the way you're thinking, but we will talk about it. But the biggest thing that happened just, a half hour ago, more or less, and that is that the Calgary Flames have traded Nikita Zadorov to the Vancouver Canucks for 2 middle round picks, one next year, which was acquired in the Anthony Beauvillier trade from Chicago when Beauvillier was traded a few days ago from Vancouver to Chicago, and then a pick several years down the road. And as you can tell by Kyle's putting his face on the table, he is not happy. Kyle, do you want to rant now or do you want to hold on? Like, what would you like to do?
Get it over with before the game.
I mean, do you want? I didn't hear the. I think you went out.
We got about 2.5 hours. We might as well do it before the game starts.
So yeah, we got like 3 minutes before puck drop here. So Kyle, I'll give you the floor, man, to express your thoughts.
Craig Conroy used to play in this league, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Was he a forward? I think he was a forward too.
Yeah, he was a forward. Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up while you're talking for fun.
Big part of that 04 Cup run. Actually, he was a big part of that team. Great locker room guy. Great leader. Outside of Jerome McGinley, by the way.
Fair enough.
He was phenomenal in the locker room.
Yeah.
Knows what he needs from his guys.
Oh, he's a New York native.
He's been knowing the ins and outs of this organization for the last 20, 25 years now, probably, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah. So he knows what he's doing. We thought we knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But as it indicates in the past 8 months, Give or take. Yeah, I don't trust him anymore. He needs to go. He's done. He's dead in my eyes right now.
And he's only been the GM for a few months, correct? Right?
The guy is 28. He's 28 years old.
For context, he's talking about Zadorov.
Zadorov is 28 years old.
Yep.
He might have, what, 5, 6, 7, 8 more years left to play in the NHL? Probably, give or take. Depending
as a big body physical defenseman, I'd give it like 4 or 5 years at the most.
4 or 5 years. Let's ballpark it. Why not? Let's give him 5 because we're nice.
Right.
We're nice guys here, right? Let's say he's got 5 years left, right?
For sure.
Did you know that third round pick that we got, the kid that's out there right now who's going to get picked by the Flames in 2026 is probably 14, 15 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
He's what are you in 14? What are you? You're grade 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
little does that kid know.
Yeah. And then you have to you got to include, the Bolivier pick that he just sent the other day, because we all know it's not a coincidence, that he just sent to Chicago. They just got the pick. Calgary looked at it and went, I really like that pick. I love that 5th round pick. Also, not by the way, it's Hockey Fights Cancer Night. I don't
the Flyers and Devils were just both at center ice, and they're doing a little bit of ceremony. They're actually doing the national anthem right now, so we still have a little bit of time here.
Yeah. So, in essence, in a nutshell, you traded a guy who's 28 years old, who is a big body, likes to get in your face defenseman, who is probably one of the bigger guys on the market. Maybe he was a bigger guy in the market around that time, when they decided that he wanted out.
Right. Yep.
You traded him for a kid who's in grade 11 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a pick that was just dealt 2 days ago.
Yes.
What the actual F is Craig Conroy doing? The value that they had for this guy months ago was that you might be able to get a 1st round pick out of him because of what he was able to do last year. He had a phenomenal year last year for this team.
He did.
You very well could have gotten a 1st round pick out of him.
Mm-hmm.
We also thought you could have got a 1st round pick from Tyler Toffoli. And look how that turned out. Right, Neil? You know that.
I like Tyler Toffoli.
You love Tyler Toffoli.
That's a lie. I love Tyler Toffoli. I think he's the sexiest man on the Devils. Sorry.
I agree. I think, and you know what? Even if he goes, that's okay. You got great value out of him.
Yeah.
He's been great for this team this year.
Yeah. Currently the team leading goals.
Yep. We got a young kid who's trying to develop. We'll see where he ends up.
He has by the way, he has the only shootout goal for the Flames this year. Fun fact. Sharon Govich. Yep.
So you trade him. I'll finish it up and then we'll get to the game.
Yeah. No, keep. You're fine. You can keep going.
You traded him for a bag of peanuts.
Yes.
And a kid who's learning history, having history and gym classes.
He probably stinks of BO.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The value that they had on this guy months ago was that high. If we got a 2nd round pick out of him, fine. That's great.
Sure.
I'll take it. Even if it was a 3rd round pick this year, I would have found a way to accept that. Because maybe Zadorov's going to decline. But 3 flipping years from now?
Yeah.
3 years. We're not going to get this pick. That pick might be gone in 2 years. We might trade that pick. Now, the only reason why I can think, clearly this was a panic move. We just talked about this before we
Right, we did. Yes.
It's a panic move.
Mm-hmm.
Something was going on in that locker room, right?
Yeah.
That he needed to go. Puck has just dropped, by the way.
Yeah, our game is underway as the Flyers nearly just scored right away. Game just got
underway. I'll finish up and then we'll get to the game because this is taking too long. I cannot trust Craig Conroy anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone.
There you go.
So there you go. I can't trust him for the rest of the year anymore.
Kyle, I'm going to give you a fair shake and say, like, I'm going to give you more of an opportunity during one of the intermissions. We'll talk a little bit more in detail about it.
We're not here about Calgary tonight. We're not.
Right. No, we are not. We're here between the Devils and the Flyers, as again, we are just underway in this one. Good to see you, Jared Brown. Hope you are doing well. I think he also asked, can the Bruins snap a 2-game losing streak going into tonight against the San Jose Sharks? This would be, I would consider to be an ideal opportunity for the Bruins to get back in the win column, as a shot from Brendan Smith from the point just goes wide. Thank you for that. I got wine. I'm good.
It's not red.
It's white tonight. Yeah. Is this from this year? No, this is from last year. We haven't done the white. We haven't opened the new white. That'll be during Christmas. Which, by the way, tomorrow is the first day of December. In case anybody didn't realize, and that still doesn't.
So weird.
Yeah. Also, here's a fun fact for you, Kyle. The Devils have 8 come from behind wins this season, tied for the most in the NHL.
Right.
Which I just want to say, coming back from down 1 goal to me should not count as a comeback. I don't know. I have an issue with it. Is it really a comeback? Like, if you give up the first goal, right, Kyle? Give up the first goal and then you win like 6-1. Should that really be considered a come from behind win?
In the books, like if you've read it out of a book and you're just learning hockey for the first time, yes. But if you've been watching it for years and years and years, no, it's not.
And then that's kind of like my argument with it. Like, I don't want to be too much of a stickler, but that's just kind of the way that I look at it, as the Devils look to come into the zone here.
But to answer Jared's question, the Bruins play the Sharks tonight, so that should be okay.
This should be, if you're a Bruins fan, you should be hopeful and fairly confident that you can win. But the Sharks have been great. The Sharks haven't still won a lot, but they have been playing better than like last month. I think November's been a lot better. If you want to look at progress, this has been a better month for the Sharks.
Yeah, it has been better. They've won the odd couple of games here and there.
Yeah.
But what was I going to mention here? There was also What I was going to mention was the goaltenders tonight. I have no clue who's in net tonight.
So in net tonight for the Devils is Akira Schmid, who came in relief against the Islanders. This cat, it just pops up. Go Islanders. That was a fun game on Tuesday, wasn't it, Cat? Hurricanes.
Did you meet her? Sorry, the other night. Is this the person you met?
No. I met my friend Kim Moisa, Isles Girl 3. That's another lovely Islander fan as well.
Got it.
Here's the thing. I think that there are a lot of really great Islander fans. I think a lot of them are very passionate. A lot of them are also Mets and Jets fans. So a lot of it is just a lot of pain, which I sympathize with. As Alexander Holtz with a shot and he scores! Alexander Holtz with a snipe, top shelf over the glove of Carter Hart, and the Devils strike first. It's 1-0.
Man, you really needed Holtz to kind of get going all of a sudden.
That is 3 goals in 4 games for Alexander Holtz. Now without one, his 7th of the year, as a great backdrop pass from Michael McLeod, top shelf, a snipe and a half from the Swedish winger.
So I am behind you, so I'm just going to see here. Nobody getting really back for the Flyers here. No bodies really on it. What a shot!
That is what Alexander Holtz is about in terms of sniping it. Like offensively, that's his biggest trait. That's that wrist shot, and the Devils take the 1-0 lead just about 3 minutes in. So the Devils, for the second time in 4 games, have scored first, which they've clearly proven that when they do score first, they have a lot more success. Yes, Erica, what a ridiculous shot. Great setup from Michael McLeod. Colin Miller with a great pass to McLeod, which resulted in that pass. Alex Holtz with a beautiful goal against 7th of the year, as he right now is playing on a pace to get between 15 to 20 goals, and would love to see that from a kid who is, again, a 2020 draft pick. He was the 6th overall pick in his draft class, and he has really struggled to get going in the NHL, and this year it seems he's finally gotten some success. So, big start for the Devils early in this one.
Yeah, bad board play by there defensively by Philly. They just kind of like sat back a little bit and just kind of let them set up like right.
They backed up way too much on that one.
Way too much on that. And you saw from, or excuse me, I saw from Tortorella's reaction. He already started the Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's already like, I'm going to bench everyone on this team.
Oh my God!
Which, by the way, did anyone see that really?
He's already yelling at this team.
Yeah. Did anyone see that really cute kid the Flyers had on their bench in the last game that they played? It was like adorable. Like if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Really cute kid.
Was that his nephew?
Might have been.
I don't know. I
didn't know the context. I saw a video of it and I don't know the context. As a Flyers player gets knocked down, no penalty. Puck's still with the Flyers in the O zone right now. But Kyle, excuse me for a second. The Flyers have the puck in the offensive zone, trying to wrap it around the boards here. Nico Hischier down the right side. He gets crunched by number 44 of the Flyers. He gets right back up, but a good hit there from the Flyers. As every time, I feel like for Devils fans, every time they see Nico get hit right now, I'm sure they're in full-fledged panic mode. That could be said for Jack Hughes and like 3/4 of this team, but Devils are dealing with the injury bug, Kyle. No Dougie Hamilton tonight. No Eric Holla. Timo Meier, it looks like he may be able to finally return against the Sharks. As that puck there, scramble in front of the crease. As that puck almost got past Carter Hart on that one. Colin Miller again with a wrist shot that gets deflected wide of the net. But Timo Meier is not playing tonight, but he may play tomorrow against the Sharks, his former team, which also would be his first game since being traded from San Jose to New Jersey. And no Tomas Nosek, who is still dealing with what I would assume to be a concussion, but they haven't given a full diagnosis. Get a face-off here. Just about 5.5 minutes in. 1-0 Devils, thanks to a goal from Alex Holtz.
So I know you're going to ask me, I don't know if you remember, but you were going to ask me a question earlier.
Oh, yes. I'll give you, on this day, 2 seasons ago, Jack Hughes signed his long-term 8-year contract with the New Jersey Devils, which is right now considered to be the best valued contract and best overall contract in the National Hockey League.
Completely agree. Yeah, completely agree. With the way that, like, Matthews' contract went, with the way that, like, what William Nylander's contract could look like, with some of these other 8-year deals that went on. I mean, Christ, we have Jonathan Huberdeau at an 8-year, $10 million deal.
Oh, no, we're going back to the Flames. Oh, no.
In terms of value, it is the best value in the NHL. I completely agree.
What I find this interesting because I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but Don L from The Athletic, who's really big analytics guy, which if you haven't checked out any of his stuff, I highly recommend it. He actually did it was weird to say, like, it was like one of those things where they say, like, this is how much this guy is playing, like the way he's playing right now, this is how much he's valued at. And at one point last year, Jack Hughes was playing so well that he was actually playing at like a $15 million per year player, making $8 million. It was like, it was crazy. As we get a delayed penalty here against the Flyers.
Yeah.
So just a little under 7 minutes to go into this first period. The Devils, who already have the 1-0 lead, now will get a chance to see if they could double it on the power play. So if you're the Devils, fantastic start so far.
Detroit, right?
Yeah, a lot better than Detroit.
It was a lot better than Detroit. Speaking of Detroit,
yes,
we haven't really talked about Mr. Kane signing with the Red Wings. What do you think?
I am happy, but I'm also a little bit disappointed. I was hoping for Buffalo for nothing else other than I think it would have been fun. But the only thing about Detroit, I only have one criticism, and it's more for Kane than really the Red Wings, is this. It has been reported numerous times that Kane was looking to sign with a contender and also sign a multi-year deal. I'm not trying to disrespect the Red Wings because I think they're going to make the playoffs. The way they've been playing, I think they're a playoff team, personally.
They'll make it.
but they're not in the position yet to go win a cup, and Kane only signed a 1-year deal reportedly. So other than playing with DeBrincat, playing for Lalonde, which apparently that was a big positive as to why Kane wanted to go there, I don't really see what the interest was, if that makes sense.
You're not giving up a lot, though. You only gave up $2.5 million for the year for Kane, who, may not be.
Steal.
Listen, he's not going to be 100% for the whole year. Let's be honest here, right? Just coming off hip surgery, listen, he was off long term before he joined the Rangers last year. He was off long term again now before he joins Detroit. Clearly, my worry for this is if the Red Wings do make the playoffs, is he going to become more of a now that he's going to be playing in the next week or two? Is he going to become more of a liability come playoff time?
Right.
Come on, you're just getting off a second year of hip surgery, right? And you joined the Rangers at, frankly, a good time because it was right around the deadline, and they did the trade. Whatever, you did the trade. You got a month before the playoffs, so at least that's better. But here it's okay, you better hope he's decently healthy until middle of April.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got to go into a battered, boxing ring of what is the Stanley Cup playoffs. So let's just hope he's all right.
We shall see. And we'll talk more about a lot of these different news things as we go along. As Luke Hughes with a wrist shot from the point, that one gets fought off by Carter Hart. Devils are currently on the power play right now. So I believe it might have been Couturier who went to the box. Devils power play still one of the better ones in the NHL, despite not scoring at the rate that they were earlier in the year, as now Bratt weaves his way through, drops it off to Nico Hischier, now over to the right side to Toffoli, wraps it around the boards. Jack lets it go, gives it back to Bratt. Bratt now to Nico Hischier on the left face-off dot. Hischier now in the left corner, lost the puck for a moment. Flyers trying to get to it. Still kind of a scramble, and it goes to the right corner where Jack Hughes will get to it. Gets it top of the point to his brother Luke. Now back to Jack on the right face-off dot. Now top of the point to Hughes. Hughes now back to Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes waits. Still with it now. Wrist shot. That one gets blocked to the right corner. As now the puck is still in the right corner here. Both teams kind of whacking at it. As now Jack Hughes recovers for New Jersey. At the top of the point, drops over to Toffoli. Toffoli waits. Wrist shot. That one gets blocked. Almost a scramble in front. Devils still within the offensive zone. Luke Hughes, top of the point, waits over to Jack. Jack holds, fires a wrist shot. That one gets blocked as well, and the Flyers are able to clear. So, Kyle, clearly the strategy so far for the Flyers on this penalty kill is just get as many bodies in front as possible.
I didn't realize they showed a stat, too. The Devils are the best team in the league on the power play.
They still are not at the same 40% that they were at a month ago, which was.
But still, it's a great power play.
Oh, yeah. For sure. As now the Flyers intercept, looking at maybe a short-handed chance here. As Atkinson drops it off to Sanheim with a shot, but that one's easily gloved and covered by Akira Schmid with 11:22 to go here in this opening frame. Should just mention. No, go ahead.
I just wanted to read. It was all the teams lose because they more
Giants. Well, right. Tommy DeVito has won a couple. Tommy DeVito's won a couple of games playing pretty.
Yeah, let's go.
Even though the Giants GM just said Daniel Jones is our quarterback for 2024, I want to blow my brains out. That's okay.
Didn't the Mets just sign somebody?
The Mets just signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s brother. So the other son.
I was just about to say, wait, what?
Yeah, no. Believe me, I looked at the original notification. I said, wait, they did what now? And I thought to myself, wait a second. Vlad's not a free agent. By the way, we do have a penalty here, and I think it's against the Devils this time. It is. Kevin Ball is going to the box. Looks like a high sticking call. So there you go. So the Flyers will be on a power play soon.
So sorry, they signed his brother?
His brother is named Vladdy. Not even Vladimir. It's Vladdy. F. It's very I don't know. I thought it was the other one, but it's not. So the Mets did that. They also signed Luis Severino, a former Yankee, to a contract. So
did you know that the Jays are in on the mix for Shohei Ohtani?
That would be one team that would be very fascinating to me to get Ohtani. Although I don't see why Ohtani would go. No disrespect to Toronto Blue Jays fans. I just don't get it. Because are the Blue Jays trying to win now? I guess that's the goal. It doesn't feel like it.
Hey, How's it
What's going on, Danelle?
Sorry, I just meant like Chase fan. What's up?
Oh, no, Kyle, again, not trying to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. It's more of like, what is the pitch from Toronto? And also, again, Danelle, good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. I do have the wine, by the way. Got it right here. I got the white
wine, though.
Got the white wine tonight. Trying to. It's a little bit less strong than the red. So, just trying to keep it very chilled here on this Thursday night. This very cold Thursday night, at least in New Jersey, as Flyers right now on the power play. The Devils broadcast is broken because the scoreboard, I can see it and the clock is running, but they're not telling us how much time is on the power play. So I can't really tell you how much time is left, as now, John Marino gets tripped up and we have another penalty, this time against the Flyers again. So
then I was asking you a question, just let you know.
Did you see the video of the Bills going after the Eagles fan? I did see this. This was, what was that? Shaq Lawson? Lawson.
I think so.
Yeah, that was, and then someone else. It was Shaq Lawson that started the conversation or the yelling with the fan, and then someone else on the Bills, he didn't punch the guy, he pushed him, but still, that is not.
There was also like a 10-year-old kid who was going to shake the Bills guy.
Oh yeah, and I almost did it on camera. Sorry,
and then he flipped him off.
Yeah. I felt like I was Eli Manning there on the Manning cast for a second. I was like, can we do this?
This is how we'll do it.
Yeah, right. But gotta love Philly fans. Actually, no, I don't. I really don't like Philly fans at all. Flyers fans are okay. It's the Eagles and Sixers that irritate me.
But also the Flyers. But also you haven't seen Flyers fans when they're in the playoffs.
No, that's true. The first ever Devils Flyers game I went to in Philly, I got $20 out of it. So I'm fine. I'll tell that. Should I tell that story now, or should we keep it the broadcast here?
Let's keep the broadcast. We got some.
Yeah, we got 9:48 and ticking to go here in the first. Devils still up 1-0. They scored about three or so minutes in, thanks to a goal from Alex Holtz. Currently, the Devils, I'm assuming, are still on the power play. It was 4-on-4. Flyers were going to go to a power play, and they were on one, and then they took a penalty. So now the Devils are kind of on it now as Holtz comes into the zone. Holtz takes a wrist shot, and that one's fought off by Carter Hart. Dawson Mercer now in the left corner, still with the puck now, still battling along with Flyers players, gets around Sanheim, still with it. Dawson Mercer now behind the net. He's still fighting with it. Good move. As then he gets crunched a little bit. Looked like he got crunched a lot, but not really. And now the Flyers intercept. Might be a 2-on-1 here if the Flyers hurry, get it over, but a good defensive play by Nico, and he knocks connecting into the net. Does not dislodge. His play continues here as Jack Hughes at center ice, weaving his way, drops it off to Toffoli. Toffoli now drops it back to Jack Hughes. I will answer that question in a minute, Danelle, I promise. Now flips into the boards, and now the Flyers intercept, and they'll just kind of dump it into the zone here. The question Danelle had is, what are my thoughts on the Stadium Series as a whole?
Well, no. Are you going to get
Well, I get it. I got to be honest with you, Danelle, probably, but it also will depend on what it is, which I don't know yet. We don't know yet. We just got the Winter Classic jerseys revealed, as now Jack Hughes feeds it over to Bratt. Missed him by just a second there. Now Bratt's still with it. Takes a wrist shot. The one gets blocked. Right corner now, gets it over. Bratt, top of the point to Jack Hughes. Gets around him. Tries to feed it over to Nico. Power play, I think, is up now for both. So I think we are now skating 5 aside again. 8 minutes exactly going the first. Yeah, we'll see what happens when that jersey comes out. We'll definitely talk about it when it comes out at some point.
It's not a random thought. Can I explain?
Yeah, go ahead. You got 7. We got to stop at your player. Go ahead.
Just real quick. Because I did this, I went on Spaces for whatever that was, 10 minutes tonight. How cool would it be if we went on Spaces for the whole trade deadline?
I think that would be fun.
That could be it would be long. It would be long.
It'd be a couple hours.
But I think that'd be kind of fun.
When would we start? What time? 9 o'clock?
6 a.m.
Well, I got to clear my schedule. We got to clear my schedules. Michael McLeod just decked a Flyer player into the bench. That was impressive.
I'll be on the whole time. I could literally just it was kind of nice because I've never used Spaces before, and I'm like, you know what?
Spaces can be fun unless unless you get certain conversations going. I feel like NFL players should push the fans' buttons. Because the fans show up and support them, and the players.
Come on, Neil. We know you can read.
I'm reading. Make millions to play. Have a life that a lot of fans would love. Okay, Kat, just out of curiosity, could you explain just a little bit more what you mean by, not push the fans, like not piss them off?
Players should not
get a commercial break, by the way, in our game.
Buttons, because the fans show up and support them.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, the fans also pay for their salary.
This is true. Look, athletes are emotional creatures just like all of us. What's going on, RJ? Good to see you, buddy, as always.
Yep.
I think RJ's got a new profile pic, by the way. I guys saw that. Oh, nice, man. Looks good. What's going on, Jimmy? Reading What's That? What's up, fellas? What's going on, Jimmy? Good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well. Jimmy is the host of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast here on THPN. Go check it out.
I promised Jimmy that we need to go do a live with him soon.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. And we will do one. Why in New York Metro hockey, Rangers are so good right now and the Devils Islanders are so bad? Why? Because simple terms. The Rangers have just simply won more games than both of those teams. That's one. Number two, the thing about it is that I think the Rangers finally found a good coach that has a system that works for the team that they have. Peter Laviolette has a track record of success. He's taken 3 different teams to a cup final, at least. Let me be clear. I just think that he's letting the young kids play. You're seeing the success from Alexis Lafreniere. Before Capo Caco got put on IR, he was having a little bit of success. So, I think he's just simplifying everything. And I think sometimes simplicity for a hockey team works very well. That's the way I look at it.
I'd be curious to see what Lafreniere's contract looks like if this keeps up.
This is my guess. Here's my guess. 4 years, 4-year deal at 4.5. Is that too much money? Am I reaching a little bit with the 4.5?
Let's find out.
Let's make it better. 4x4.
4x4 makes more sense. Yeah, I was just gonna look real quick to see. I wanted to know. I just want to know how he's doing this year in terms of points. I think he's probably doing pretty well.
I've seen a lot of highlights of him getting assists and stuff. So I would imagine he's had a pretty good year so far.
So Lafreniere. Okay. So he's played only So he's played 21 games this year. He's got 8 goals and 6 assists.
We have an ice malfunction. Nice. There's a chip in the hole. There's a hole that they're fixing. Near the Devil's bench. God, I love this sport.
They're showing rookie points leaders. Connor Bedard is first with 17. Luke Hughes is in second place with 13 points.
Yay. Talking about Luke, he's not doing anything spectacular. I think he's just translated his game to the NHL very well. He looks very comfortable out there.
Not like what Quinn Hughes has been doing.
No, Quinn Hughes has been killing it.
Yep.
He's been killing it. Which, by the way, next Tuesday will be the first ever matchup between all Hughes brothers in Vancouver. That'll be something.
Pretty cool.
Oh, it'll be great.
That'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool. maybe I'll do a live watch along for that one. Although it's a 10 o'clock start time, and my brain might not be as sharp at 10 p.m.
I'm glad you didn't ask Dylan to do one today because he woke up this morning and said he couldn't make one of our meetings today because he lost his voice.
That is very unfortunate. We wish Dylan a speedy recovery.
I had to do a meeting today all on my own because Dylan couldn't make it.
This is the behind-the-scenes information you're all getting right now, by the way.
Behind-the-scenes info from THPN. I had to do a meeting today. Mm-hmm. No Dylan, but I understand. I'm not ratting him out. I had to do a meeting where I thought there was going to be 2 or 3 people on it. Nope, there was about 8 people on the call today, all listening to me. And I'm like, this is great.
I would have been incredibly nervous in that moment.
I was very nervous. I was very nervous.
But I'm sure you did a great job, Kyle. We all appreciate you very much.
No,
we do. This is sincere.
Tried my best.
As a drive there from the Flyers gets blocked in front. Flyers putting on a pretty decent amount of pressure on Akira Schmid, but so far through this period, he's looked pretty well. He He came in relief for Vitek Vanacek in the game against the Islanders after the Devils went down 4-2. He stopped all 8 shots that he faced since coming in relief and was able to help the Devils come back and win that game 5-4 in regulation, which was probably the more remarkable part, that they came all the way back and stole 2 points at home. I mean, I say steal, but they snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. As that shot there is stopped from Akira Schmidt, as that puck bounced right in front there to Konechny, and he took a good shot. That's a guy, Kyle, Travis Konechny, is a guy that I think you want to keep your eye on, especially if the Flyers are not in a playoff position and might be selling at the deadline. And Kyle's laughing. What is so funny?
Okay, Chris Collingsworth. Now here's a guy.
Now here's a guy who is a guy.
That was funny. I have a question for you, though.
Not fan of Chris Collingsworth in this household.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's there. He should retire. He should go retire.
We're more Troy Aikman. So hold on, 2-on-1 for the Devils. Jack Hughes comes in with a shot, and he scores! Jack Hughes snipes it, and he beats Carter Hart easily. And the Devils have doubled the lead. It's 2-0.
That is his 27th point of the season for Jack Hughes.
Also, his 35th shot in 7 games.
Fantastic.
Tyler Toffoli with a nice saucer pass. Again, defensive breakdown by Philadelphia. And Jack Hughes just does not miss there. Far side, glove side, beating Carter Hart pretty easily to give the Devils a 2-0 lead.
Also, Cat was just...
I meant that the NFL players that start pissing off fans and chirping if it is okay. I kind of assumed after a while I knew what you meant. Kat, I just want a clarification. Yeah, I mean, same could be said in all sports, really, except baseball. That doesn't happen in baseball, like ever.
Tough start though for the defense, though, for Philly, giving up 2 pretty bad, not breaks, but just open chances, because now it's 2 goals on 5 shots on Carter Hart. And just looking at it, like, again, they're picking the glove side on Carter Hart. So clearly they've done their homework on Carter Hart.
For sure. As now Bastian throws it in front, and he just missed Chris Tierney, who was all alone in the slot there. Almost a golden what probably was pretty close to a golden chance to maybe triple the lead. But right now, Kyle, do you wonder, is it timeout time? Because it doesn't feel, I mean, the Flyers have had chances. They've just been exposed for their defensive breakdown so far in this one.
It's early. You know what the timeout's going to be is that intermission in about 4 minutes from now. And Terrell's going to rip into these guys, and it's going to be a hard second period for New Jersey, I think.
Oh my! Luke Hughes gets absolutely destroyed off an icing there. I think it was Delorier. Luke is slow to get up, and he gets up, but he immediately is skating. He is holding his wrist, and life sucks.
Uh-oh. Okay, wait, I'm going to look at it. Who hit him?
That was I think it was Delorier. That was so unnecessary.
Nick Delorier. That
was so cheap shot.
Delorier's been that type of player, though, in the past.
Yeah, but that was like, Kyle, to be like, they blew the whistle for icing, and Delorier just decides to ram Luke Hughes into the boards for literally no reason.
Okay, boom.
Icing. Or it might have been Garnet Whoa, Jack. Whoa. Jack Hughes is livid. This is the most pissed I've seen him this year. Oh, he is pissed. Garnet Hathaway, by the way, was the guy that did it, not Delorier.
That is a very unnecessary hit.
And Luke Hughes was holding what I'm going to assume was his right wrist arm. He was, the way I can describe it for people who didn't see it, because we'll see it again here. Garnet Hathaway Jesus! I mean, that is brutal.
So
he should be thrown out of the game for that. I got to be honest with you, he should be thrown out of the game for that.
I would hold that because I don't think
give him a penalty.
Yeah, I would definitely give him a penalty.
Give him a penalty, right?
But I don't think.
Fuck was that?
Oh, no. So what the refs should have done is they should have blown the whistle sooner, because I don't think Garnet Hathaway knew that it was an icing.
So do you think this was more like just reactionary? Like he was right. He was going to deliver that hit if he didn't blow the whistle there.
To me, it's not necessarily reactionary. I just plainly think I don't think he knew that it was icing.
So the ref is at center ice right now. The ref is at center ice making a call. I have the game on mute. Otherwise I would tell you. He's pointing at the Flyers side. I think they gave They definitely gave Garnet Hathaway a penalty. John Tortorella is not happy about it. There's a lot of confusion. We'll let you know in a second what exactly is the call, and we'll keep an eye on for Luke Hughes. That is, especially for the Devils, with how many injuries that they've had to main guys, the last thing you want is another, especially defenseman. Because remember, Dougie Hamilton did not play in the third period against the Islanders, and now you could potentially be losing Luke Hughes as well.
I think it's his wrist. I think it's his shoulder.
It's his shoulder. Did he just get the same injury as Jack just now?
I don't know. It looked like his shoulder, though, he was holding.
Yeah. So
Hathaway goes. Wait.
They're looking at it. I think maybe they're looking at it for more. I don't know. The ref called something and he pointed. I don't know. As we'll see it again here, Luke Hughes, he gets elbowed in the face pretty good there. Oh, Jesus.
I blame the refs.
Motion looks worse.
I blame the refs a little bit, though, because it's like you called it so...
Yeah. If I'm Lindy Ruff, I'm actually livid right now.
It was, but however, they didn't really blow the whistle until very close to when Luke Hughes was touching the puck.
It's a combination of the refs blew it there and also Garnet Hathaway a little bit unnecessary on that one. I mean, you know what I wonder? Didn't blow the whistle, right? If you don't blow the whistle there, you don't call icing at all. And that hit happens. What is the call? Is there a call there? Is there no penalty? Is it just considered a clean hit? Like what? You know what I mean? Refs making a call right now.
I don't think it's a dirty hit, to be quite honest with you. I think Garnet Hathaway. It was. Let me just listen real quick. Hold on.
Wow, a 5-minute major for Garnet Hathaway on that one, and John Tortorella. Oh my God, John Tortorella almost leaped over the bench. Oh, this has gotten out of hand. Yeah. Garnet Hathaway is done for the night. He goes to the box. Well, maybe he's not done. I already forgot, Kyle. Is a 5-minute, like if he hits a 5 minutes, he done?
You get a match penalty in a 5-minute major. Yeah.
So he's done. So Garnet Hathaway's done. Luke Hughes, we'll see if he comes back. Probably not. I'd be shocked if he did. So the Devils are on a 5-minute power play for the remainder of the 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first, and then we'll have roughly a minute 15 to start the second period.
I don't agree with the call. I don't. I
think penalty. Here's the thing. I think penalty, but like 2 minutes, not 5.
If it's a 2, oh no, I get if it's 2-minute penalty for sure. You're definitely. I don't know.
Jack, you should have seen it on the Devils broadcast. Jack Hughes, I swear, wanted to like jump over the bench and fight Garnet Hathaway.
I did not. I'm seeing all of John Tortorella right now being.
I'm also seeing John Tortorella. He looks like he wants to kill somebody.
But okay, so I don't like the call. I blame the refs here.
That was a ref one. That was more the refs just didn't call it sooner. Like it should have been called like when they were like near the goal, call it then. Because then you give the players enough time to stop.
Correct.
And that, like if I'm Lindy Ruff, that's the thing I get mad at. It's you should have called it sooner. You hurt my guy.
Yeah. I think they need to call that way beforehand. Because all the guys were slowing up, all in their minds. They all knew it's going to be icing, right? Like I think that's the ref's fault there. And then to give the match penalty, I completely agree why Tortorella's upset. I don't think it should be. I think it should be a 2-minute boarding call, maybe.
I mean, yeah, you could maybe do Delmar, but right now the Devils are on a 5-minute power play, up to nothing. If you're just joining in, Luke Hughes got absolutely, I don't know what the word is, like destroyed on a delayed icing there. He left the game with what I'm assuming is either a wrist or shoulder. I can't really tell. It was kind of hard to tell. But the Devils right now are working on a power play as Colin Miller gives it to Brad. Shot there from Toffoli, just goes wide. Turnaround try there. Nobody home, and the puck comes back out to the Devils bench, and the Devils will reset. So
you're being called out, Neil.
I blocked you on Instagram. I don't block people on Instagram, buddy.
Okay. He still has.
So, I mean, if I did, I don't know what to tell you. I'll look into it when I'm not working.
But anyway, like I think
that was wild.
I think that puts this game completely out of reach now. I don't like it. I think the refs dictated the game again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look. From the Devils' perspective, they were dominating the game. They weren't dominating.
100%.
I don't want to say dominating. Let me be clear. They
They're
have taken
playing well.
advantage of the Flyers' opportunities. Of the Flyers' mistakes. Sorry.
I completely disagree with the call. I think that's ridiculous. I think
I think it was an overreaction to the degree of the hit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute penalty.
If Luke got up, give you an example. If Luke Hughes gets up and he's fine, right? He's just fine.
Yeah.
2-minute penalty. That's all that it is. But because he left.
Oh yeah.
And he's hurt, the immediate reaction from the refs is, well, we gotta call something here. We gotta call something bad. Because that's overkill.
I completely agree with that. Yeah. I think
it's crazy. Before anybody says anything, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, this is typical of the Flyers, this is what they do. No. This was a simple case of the refs screwed up. They waited too long to call an icing. And in result, Garnet Hathaway ends up probably unintentionally hurting Luke Hughes.
It was. I think he comes off as the victim here.
Nobody wins in this scenario, in my opinion. I think
nobody.
But if you're the Flyers right now, if you can kill this off without giving up a goal, that might give you some momentum because it's still early in this game. It's not over.
Timing-wise, it's actually going to be nice because if you can just get to the end of the period, you're only going to have about just under 2 minutes left. To kill the power play going into the second period.
1 minute to go in the period here. Is now Jack Hughes in the right face-off dot. Waits. Tries to feed it in front. It gets blocked. Hughes recovers immediately in the right corner. Still with it now. Jack Hughes waits. Gives it over to Toffoli. He whips. Takes a shot, and that rebound shot goes wide. 43 seconds to go in the first. 2 minutes exactly to go on the Devils' power play. Man, it's a 5-minute power play thanks to a game misconduct off a hit from Garnet Hathaway on Luke Hughes. As now Nico Hischier on the right side gives over to the drive by Marino is stopped and covered by Carter Hart with 29.8 to go in this first period.
Wild is the feed them at I'm at right now. The Flyers are still out shooting the Devils after all this.
That's fair.
That's crazy.
It's that's what I was saying. I don't think the Devils have been dominating. They're out shooting them 13-5, and it's it's that. The Devils have had 2 openings from a defensive breakdowns, and they've taken advantage of it.
True.
And I've seen the Devils earlier this year do the same thing. Defensive breakdowns, and the other team scores, even though the Devils are not getting outplayed.
Correct. Yeah.
As now the Flyers are able to dump it out of their zone. As now 20 seconds to go, maybe one last rush for the Devils if they hurry. Jack Hughes up the left side, has some space as he drops it off now to Nico Hischier. Hischier now with it, backhands it over to Miller. Miller fakes the slap shot, gives it to Brett. Now a drive from Miller, and that one goes wide. The Devils keep it in with 5 seconds to go in the period. Miller with another drive. That one is blocked in front. Puck comes out. Flyers get to it, and that will do it for a very, very interesting first 20 minutes of play. Alexander Holtz and Jack Hughes with goals for the Devils. But the big controversy after 20 minutes is the 5-minute major and game misconduct to Garnet Hathaway off a big hit on Luke Hughes in the Devils zone. Devils will have 1:15 left on this 5-minute power play when the second period begins. So, Kyle, do you want to answer this question first?
Yeah, I'm a Seahawk fan, sadly. So, it's.
I'm going to say Cowboys.
I probably would have said Cowboys too.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Kyle, your thoughts after 20 minutes of this one?
Yeah, it's going to be. I think that it's going to get very physical as the game continues now.
I think a retaliation is coming from New Jersey.
You bet your
Jack's going to. I think it's going to come from Jack Hughes because it's his brother.
I think somebody's going to step up. I don't know. It seems
might be Brendan Smith. I'm going to go with Brendan Smith. Let's have fun here really quickly. I'm going to go with Brendan Smith to have retaliation. Who do you think?
I don't know who's a good retaliator from the Devils, to be honest with you. Kevin Ball? I don't know.
Kevin Ball. That's fair. Yeah, Kevin Ball, maybe. Nico Hischier.
Kevin Ball. Hischier, yeah, maybe. I'll say Kevin Ball.
It's not I don't think Nico or Jack is going to drop the gloves and legitimately fight. I think that they'll want to go up and hit somebody and start a whole melee nonsense.
Fight.
Yeah, right. It's a fight club. We're not supposed to talk about it. But We'll talk more about this in a minute. I think it's time for our first break of the night. So, okay, we are going to step aside. Before we get into our first intermission, we are going to step aside for just a moment to get our first word of the night from our sponsors. Hi, didn't see you there.
Oh, yes. Hi. Hello.
Yes, I did. Welcome, everybody, here to our first intermission report of our game between the Devils and the Flyers. After 20 minutes of play, the Devils in fairly good control right now, up 2-0. Goals from Alexander Holtz and Jack Hughes are the difference so far. But again, the big story, if you are just tuning in, was that towards the end of that period, what you'd say, Kyle, about like 3 minutes or so, probably like 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 minutes or so. In that period, the puck was down in the Devils' zone, which was looking like it was going to be an icing, which it ended up being. But because it was such a delayed call from the refs, Garnet Hathaway, not the actress, but Garnet Hathaway, rammed Luke Hughes into the boards. Hughes went left arm, shoulder first into the boards, slowly got up, and then skated off under his own power, clearly holding his left side somewhere. So I will, while Kyle's talking, I will do my best to try to see if I can get some information to see if we have any idea as to what is going on. If Luke Hughes will return, I would be surprised if he did. But after that, the refs decided to give Garnet Hathaway a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. So he is done for the night. The Devils have a minute 15 left on this 5-minute power play. And that's where we're at. So, Kyle, I know I asked you before, but again, your overall thoughts from both sides after the first 20 minutes of this one.
The Flyers defensively were pretty poor letting in those 2 goals. I mean, I don't really want to say I blame Carter Hart for the majority of those goals that went in, but it just seems like even on the first one, they were just backing up too far, giving Holtz way too much room to bring it in and shoot from the slot, which led to that first goal. And then the second one, it's just a bad 2-on-1, really, personally. And even then, like, it's not like Jack Hughes had a great shot, and it's tough, really, for Carter Hart to stop that one. But it's at the same time, like, where's your defense on that one? So defensively, I don't think the Flyers have really played well, and ultimately the Devils have just taken advantage of these opportunities, which in the game of hockey is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take advantage of miscues, of big opportunities, and convert on them, and that's exactly what the Devils done in this first period.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like you mentioned, Kyle. It's one of those things where, like, from a Devils perspective, you're not really feeling like you've been dominating this game. You've just taken advantage of the opportunities that the Flyers have presented themselves. And it's important to get off to the lead that they've gotten so far. But again, it's almost like it's like that meme that goes like, yeah, we're winning, but at what cost? It's like the Thanos meme, and it's like,
yeah, that's right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you lose Luke Hughes to an injury. And again, I mentioned it before, the Devils are without Dougie Hamilton, Timo Meier, Eric Haula, Tomas Nosek, and now, potentially, depending on the severity of it and everything, you could be without Luke Hughes. And again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, this is, he's going to be out long-term or anything. We don't know. This literally just happened like 20 minutes ago. So we're going to keep our eye on it, see what happens. Should also mention really quickly, Kyle, that Joel Farabee is also not on the bench for the Flyers. So they might be 2 players down.
Oh, that's not good.
So it's been
down too, especially.
Yeah, and it's fair to say it's been a rough game so far for the Flyers, in a game where the Devils are right behind them, 2 points behind them in the standings, and they're not off to the start that I'm sure John Tortorella would like at all in that one.
If you get a chance, I had to go post something because it was perfect. Like the way the trade went out
on your personal account or THPN?
My personal account. I had to do it because it was the Canucks Twitter page announcing the trade, and then it's Dylan going LFG, and then there's me going, "Are you effing kidding me?"
Right. I also saw the one of the Blue Jackets podcasts showed a picture of me asking for both you and Dylan's reaction to the Zadorov trade, and said a tale of 2 admins, which I think is pretty accurate. Also, I just want to say, I wish I could show this, but I can't for legal reasons. But Jack Hughes, somebody finally read his lips after Garnet Hathaway went to his bench, and he yelled at him and said, "Do your effing job." Like, do your effing job. And he dropped about 6 to 8 F-bombs in that span. So,
well, his brother, right?
It's his brother. Yeah, he's defending him. But I think Jack Hughes would also be like that for anybody on this team, because that's just who Jack is. But specifically because it's his brother, it's like, it's just unfortunate. And, I feel bad now that I mentioned, next Tuesday, Devils Canucks, first all Hughes game. Now that now it's not going to happen. Probably.
That was your fault. You jinxed that.
Yeah, it's my fault. By the way, shots on goal, 8-7 Flyers.
That's crazy.
That's about right.
How much time is left in the power play? Like a minute?
About a minute 15. Minute 15.
Okay.
So that's where we're at right now. So yeah, that was and Jack Hughes apparently here, from what I'm reading on Twitter, he yelled at the ref as well for blowing the whistle as late as he did when Luke got hit. So again, I think if you're it's a combination of, are you, who are you going to get mad at, right? Are you going to get mad at Garnet Hathaway? Okay. But you also need to be mad at the refs as well and be like, what the hell? That could have been avoided if you did your job.
I don't think you can be mad at Garnet Hathaway for that, because I think he's not right.
This team catch a break.
Well, in that moment for Garnet, why would he have any reason to focus on or be looking at the referees being like, "Oh, are you going to call icing?" I'm going to keep going until I hear that whistle.
Right. And anybody would do that. And
it was too little too late. Garnet Hathaway was already in position to to hit him, and the refs just did too late. And I completely agree with Jack Hughes, and I also agree with John Tortorella that was just, frankly, too late. And in this case, after the game, you need to talk to the refs afterwards, or whoever it is higher up, and needs to go, what the hell were you doing?
Yeah, and I've often said this too. And I've seen it in different sports. That was the biggest issue. Bill, what's going on, Bill?
Bill. Hey, Bill.
Bill from
Bill. Oh, Bill, you're more than welcome to join, because I know he's probably
Bill, if you want to jump on with us, man, be my guest. The linesman completely botched that play. I agree completely. I'm not going to get on Garnet Hathaway that much, because here's the other thing. Garnet Hathaway is not really a dirty player. If that was Delorier, I would be like, well, because when I saw the hit, I didn't really see exactly who hit Luke Hughes. But I immediately saw Delorier, because he was the first guy that was like grabbing on someone. And I was like, oh, it's his ass. Like, okay. I like how it's like my mommy reads out hand orange covering eyes. That's actually hilarious. I agree. It's not fair. Yeah, it sucks. What I'm worried about it from the Devils' perspective is that type of thing going to knock them from the rest of this game, like emotionally and mentally. You're up 2-0. The Flyers have had some chances, but Akira Schmidt's been pretty good so far up until this point. Are you going to let Luke getting hurt and maybe not returning tonight affect you the rest of this game? Or are you going to go out there and continue to play the way you're playing and win this game? That's what I'm looking at.
I think the Flyers are going to come out better in this second period.
I agree.
I think they're going to be better in the second period. Yeah, I think they're going to kill this power play, and I think they're going right at them.
I think the Devils, in best case scenario, find a way to get a goal on this power play, because that's really going to just knock the energy from the Flyers back down again. Because it's like, great, 5-minute penalty, and we gave up a goal. Like, that's literally what I was thinking. And if you're the Devils, if you're a Devils fan like myself, you got to feel like the Devils have had some pretty bad luck with injuries. If you think about it, like, who's gotten hurt?
You did kind of jinx it.
No, I know, and I, it's on me. But if you think about it, like, I can list you the guys that have gotten hurt at some point or another in this season: Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Timo Meier, Luke Hughes, Dougie Hamilton, Eric Hall, Tomasz Nosek, Curtis Lazar.
Oh, hey, we got Bill.
There he is.
What's going on, gentlemen? Yeah, I just tuned in.
By the way, this is, if anybody doesn't know, this is Bill Cornfield, a Flyers host here on THPN. Make sure you go check them out.
So, Bill, let's get your reaction. What did you think?
Can Bill just stay on the rest? Bill, if you want to stay on, by the way, the rest of the game, you're welcome to.
Happy to join. I'm not doing anything tonight. I mean, it's a Thursday night. What else am I going to do in Philly besides watch the Flyers? No,
Sixers not playing tonight.
Good question. I don't know. We're just gearing up.
I flipped over during intermission to the Nets game, so
we're gearing up for Sunday's matchup with the San Francisco 49ers with the Eagles.
It's going to be a great game.
Very excited. Look, that play is entirely on the linesman. It's inexcusable.
I knew you would go that way.
In the National Hockey League, that a linesman, especially the purpose of this rule that was implemented at least a decade now for the no-touch icing, is for the linesman to prevent these type of injuries. Obviously, a little bit more egregious that caused this stuff to go to the no-touch, and there was obviously experiments down in the minor leagues. But the Hathaway hit in other instances, that is a clean hit, boarding 2-minute minor at most.
Correct.
The only reason they are calling it a 5-minute major with a game misconduct and now he's out for the game is because they're just like, well, we botched it, a player got hurt, and we don't know what to do.
Right.
And I am very skeptical about Torts. I've said that multiple times on Orange and Backcheck. Mm-hmm. This is where I'm completely behind him. When I see a pissed off Torts defending his guys like that, 100% behind him.
So
I don't understand how.
Yeah. No, I was just going to ask, you probably were watching the game live with audio. How late do you think the whistle was to that play?
Oh, Time out. Okay. Luke Hughes is back on the ice.
Oh, good. So Luke
Hughes is back. But I just want to be clear. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to continue to play, because I'll tell you why. when Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes both got hurt, they came back and played another shift and then didn't come back.
Right.
So I want to see, can he last the period? Like, where is he at? But I just wanted, according to the Devils beat writers, he's back on the ice.
That's good. Yeah,
wow.
Which makes me relieved in many ways that you cannot understand.
It makes it even more egregious now that Hathaway's gone.
Yeah, like, what boggles my mind too is, and Kyle, to your point, like, or to your question, I would say it was at least it was in the process of the check happening.
Okay, that's what I said too.
Like
that's what I said. Yeah.
At the point that the shoulder-to-shoulder contact had happened is when you start to hear the whistle. And obviously, I'm down in Philly, so I'm listening to a home broadcast for the Flyers, and Brian Boucher, who's now on the broadcast team, immediately called this out. Now, obviously, there are homerism a little bit, but which always gets me. So when they showed the replay finally, I was like, how does this happen? Like, to that degree? It really shouldn't.
Can I also just can I just redeem myself really cool? Not even redeem myself. Can I just be clear? One of our lovely viewers who just messaged me, Erica, told me that Luke Hughes is back. So it wasn't one of the beat writers. It was my friend. So just want to be clear on that. Okay, who's also a very good source as well. But Luke Hughes is back and he looks fine.
Yeah, the NBC Philly broadcast is showing him.
And the ref immediately is going to Luke and talking, and I hope the ref just immediately goes to Luke and says, I fucked up. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And if Luke, I'd go, great, don't ever do it again.
Yeah, and I saw Jack Hughes was defending his brother, telling him to do his effing job, which is pretty hysterical to see.
I thought he was calling out what was it? I thought he was calling out Hathaway. Apparently that was actually towards the ref.
Yeah, I actually had the same sentiment. Because at first, when you first see that, you're obviously just like, okay, especially because of the scuffle at the end, or after the hit had happened, you're thinking that that Hughes is just defending his brother and going after whether it's Scott Lawton, obviously, who's the voice with the Flyers because he's the only player with a letter. Mm-hmm. Then you realize that he's yelling at the ref, and it's like, oh, we're all on the same page here. Like. It's unfortunate. It's a bang play that entirely is the blame of the ref.
For sure. Second period just got underway here. 48 seconds to go in the double power play is now Hughes almost was able to get to it. Now Luke Hughes gets it. Luke is right back on, gives it over to Jack. Jack feeds it in a drive by to Foley, gets blocked. Puck is still loose. Nico gets it back. Right shot there. Scramble in front. Where's the puck? The Flyers are able to get to it and clear. Oh my goodness. Devils nearly get one past Carter Hart, but a big time save. Two saves really from Carter Hart there as the Flyers are just seconds away here, 20 seconds to be exact, from killing off this 5-minute major as Brad gets it top of the point to Luke Hughes, chips it over to the left side to Nico Hischier. Hischier lost the puck and finally, for a moment, they get to it. 7 seconds to go here. Jack Hughes at center ice, weaves his way through, drops it over now, actually fakes the drop off, gets it to Jack Hughes, the wrist shot from the sharp angle, gets fought off. Power play is up, so the Flyers kill it off. 5-minute major, and they don't concede a goal. It's still 2-0. So that shot gets blocked, but a good kill for the Flyers there.
I mean, this has been one of their best points of the season. The penalty, don't talk about the power play. The penalty kill has been vastly improved, though.
We were both saying, too, like before the second period started, that Philly's going to have the better second period in response to what happened at the end of the first.
Yeah, and I heard you guys talking about how the Flyers, up until this point, obviously, after one, were out shooting the Devils.
Yeah.
That's been kind of a point of emphasis this season. Like, they've been very trying to just get pucks on net. And the thing that I've been hammering is like, yeah, they're great, but there's not high quality scoring chances this season.
Exactly. And I mean, too, like,
what a block.
What I was trying to say, too, like, in that intermission was just like, they were playing well. They were getting shots on goal, but it's just defensively, it was just giving up those really big chances, really, where Holtz got it like in the slot, and then it was that bad 2-on-1.
Yeah, that there was, and you left Couturier high and dry.
Couturier,
that. Yeah,
correct.
You're letting him forward have to play a defensive role for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, and I get it that he's a Selke finalist and former winner, but like you can't leave him high and dry like that. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse whatsoever.
Like, where's your D-man in that scenario? Like,
yeah, for sure. Just about 2 minutes into the second period, Devils just finished up a 5-minute power play. Had some good chances, particularly at the end of it here to start the second, but they were unsuccessful. So you're hoping from a Flyers perspective that killing that off, and especially with Luke Hughes being back, after getting that hit, you're hoping that maybe it actually gives the Flyers a little bit of momentum here as they look to try to finally get one past Akira Schmid. As now Ristolainen wraps it around the boards, tries to get it Owen Tippett. Tippett fighting along the boards with Chris Tierney. Tippett intercepts, but then Brendan Smith takes it right away, and he can't get it out here as Ristolainen keeps it in, gets over the right corner, tries to get it to the point to sharp angle shot there. I think deflect up, but nonetheless deflects up and out of play. Owen Tippett with the shot there. I got a trivia question for both of you, lovely gentlemen. The Flyers recorded their first win at their current arena versus the Devils on October 7th, 1996, a 3-1 win. Who scored the only Devils goal in that game?
Oh God.
In 96. So think of it like this. Devils Cup years of 95 to 2000, 2003. Think of it that way.
Was it a Niedermeyer?
I will let you know when the answer comes up. Kyle, it's like the last game that we did together where later in the game, because it's on TV. The trivia question came from the Devils broadcast. That's why I asked it.
That's a great question.
Isn't that a good question for me? You know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to give you one that you might. I'm going to go with Bobby Holik.
Oh, that's a great answer.
That's my answer.
Let's see. ESPN does have it.
Bell, don't cheat. You gotta guess.
I'm not. Oh, yeah. I was just going to go
look at the roster because I actually don't know.
No, that's cheat. Okay, fine.
Damn it, okay,
you know what?
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Who might be Carpenter? I'm going to go with Carpenter.
Ooh, Carpenter. God. Yes. That's another good one. Ryan Carpenter. That's a really good one.
Because a 1-goal game tells me it might have been an outlier, just kind of the game is over. They're down 4-0 or whatever it is at that point, and they just kind of get one past them.
For sure.
That's probably a Hextall year. 95, you said, or 96?
96. Yeah, October 7th, 1996.
I
don't
know.
Get a stoppage of play here as Nico Hischier lost his stick. Are they calling a penalty? Or is Nico actually going to the box for a penalty? I'm confused.
I'm just hoping that Scott Niedermeyer was playing at the time, so I'm just going to go with Scott Niedermeyer.
He was playing. He was on the 95 Cup team. It's a fun fact for everybody. I'll give you a really good one. I'll give you a second one that just came up in my head that only Devils fans will know. Which, by the way, I know that there are Devils fans watching this. Do not put your answer in the chat until
afterwards. We have to answer this.
I want to see who gets it. By the way, Flyers are now on a power play. Nico Hischier to the box, 2 minutes for holding. So I'm going to hold off on the trivia question for a moment here as the Flyers
bear hugged Delorier.
Yeah, I was wondering why Nico didn't have a stick. Now I figured out why. As now the Flyers have one-time shot from Konechny just goes wide of Akira Schmid. Great shot in the slot from Konechny. Flyers set it up now. The drive there just goes wide of Schmid as well. Flyers get top of the point. Another drive. That one is stopped. Trying to get a rebound opportunity. Marino gets to it for New Jersey. Trying to get it out. McLeod gets to it, and he'll clear with 1:18 and ticking to go. Big opportunity here, I think, would be fair to say if you're the Flyers. Down 2-0. You got a power play opportunity, a full one this time, and got to find a way to get a goal here if you're the Flyers.
Yeah, you're better off just having anything else happen. You're better off giving up a shorthanded goal. If they could, at this point, it's almost like football. Just decline the penalty. I'm so tired of watching this.
There was a Boston sports writer, Owen Tippett, with a shot that gets blocked before it hit Schmid. But there was a Boston sports writer who wrote one time about the Bruins. This was years ago. Is that shot deflects just wide? That the Bruins should just decline the penalty every time, so they don't have to go to the power play, and force the other team to make a donation to one of the Bruins charities instead.
Now I can't remember where I saw this. Did you guys see that? Or you know what? It wasn't hockey. It was soccer. But I'm curious. Soccer. Yellow instead of the yellow card. They were going to experiment with a yellow card, a sin bin type of scenario.
Oh, I did see
this.
Been
out for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I saw a report this morning. Yeah, and I was like, hockey did it first.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
They were describing it as the first ever sports league to do a sin bin. No, it's called the penalty box. Do it. Funny enough, I would love to see that in soccer. I think it'd be hilarious.
I think it would. I think
Major League Soccer in particular, because North America, try it. Give it a whirl.
Yeah, spray the lines, and they literally put somebody in a penalty box.
Yes.
Yeah, almost like treat it like lacrosse. How
they should make the ref
to the side.
They should make the ref announce the penalty like at center field.
Yes.
Get a little bit of that. As wrist the line with a shot that gets blocked. Power play is up for the Flyers.
Shocking. So the Devils score a goal.
So the Devils are able to kill that off. That'll help the Devils penalty kill. As Bratt now comes up the right side with speed up center ice, drops off to Brendan Smith. Smith tried to feed it over to Bratt. Bratt gets it back. No, puck pops out. Pops up in the air. Is now Nico Hischier back from his penalty. Tries to get around a defender. He does. Feeds it to Bratt. Takes a turnaround shot. Gets blocked. Rebound try there. Scramble in front. Puck is loose. Wrist the line and gets to it for Philadelphia. As they wraps it around the boards and out. The Devils will go back and retrieve it here with 13:40 and ticking to go in the second period. Still 2-0 New Jersey, as now the Flyers are able to control it. Have an opportunity here with a backhand try. That one is fought up by Akira Schmid, and the Devils will get to it. Jack Hughes leads it up to Toffoli, and Toffoli will backhand it back to Hughes. Devils come the other way. Hughes now tried to drop it off to a streaking Holtz, but now the Flyers look to come back the other way, as it looks like Holtz guys got moved up to a top line with Jack Hughes and Toffoli after getting that goal back in the first.
There's reports that Joel Farabee's been benched for this period.
Oh, was he benched? Oh, okay.
Benched?
Because, Bill, before you came on, I was telling Kyle, we get an offsides here against the Flyers, that I thought maybe Farabee got hurt and was not – they said he wasn't on the bench as far as I know.
Longtime beat reporter Charlie O'Connor of All Philly. He just recently left the Athletic. I know he's not there anymore, but he's saying that it looks like he's been. He said he saw him on the bench. It just looks like he's getting the torch treatment tonight. So we'll see if he gets the third period now. Yeah. I guess.
So now that we have a little bit of time here because we're at a commercial break, I'll give you guys this other trivia question to answer as well. Who is the only?
Before you answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was looking at the points leaders real quick. I can't believe Austin Matthews is not in the top 20 in points this year.
Sucks.
Yeah, I looked at him. I'm like, where is he?
I think the Leafs should trade him to the Coyotes and call it a day.
Cool. Okay, sorry. Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, but that is wild, by the way. I was looking that up recently because I was doing, checking some because I saw that Kucherov leads the league in points, which I think he still does. And I was like, where is Austin Matthews?
He was nowhere to be seen.
He's like what, like 24th or something like that?
I don't know, but he's not in the top 20.
Has he just had a bad year? Is that what we're going with?
I don't know.
Maybe he's just tired of Toronto.
I hope
Arizona?
So. It's
who says no?
Now,
honestly.
Right now, it's Kucherov, J.T. Miller.
I believe that.
Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, Panarin, Pasternak, Point, Pettersson, McKinnon, McDavid.
Remember when Kyle Connor for 30 seconds was the NHL's point leader, and then in a week he just dropped to 15th?
He is now 21st with 23 points.
Oh, lovely. Even worse. And
then McDavid has turned it on. McDavid got his coach fired or whatever happened to open Edmonton.
Is anyone shocked by McDavid deciding, I'm going to play hockey again?
Yeah.
McDavid and Draisaitl are tied in points right now.
Whoopee.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes. Sorry, what was your trivia question?
So my trivia question really quickly is, who is the only Devils player to win all 3 Stanley Cups and not have his number retired by the Devils?
Oh, I would.
Is he about to be retired? Is he about to have his jersey retired?
He's about to be in the Ring of Honor, but not have his number retired.
Whoever that guy is, that guy.
Well, Kyle knows the answer. He just doesn't know the name.
I don't know the name, but it's that guy.
I'll give you the answer if you guys give up. I'll just give you the answer if you want.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about, but I just don't remember his name.
The answer is currently one of the Devils' assistant coaches, Sergei Brelin.
Mm-hmm.
He's Sergei Brelin, a.k.a. Sarge. Erica, I'm not surprised you know that. Actually, Erica knew about it a long time ago. lot sooner. That shot there is stopped and covered by Schmid. Sergei Brelin got announced like last week that he will be inducted into the Devils Ring of Honor. He'll be just the second player in the Devils Ring of Honor. It will be on. It'll be sometime when they play the Dallas Stars at home. So that'll be that night. So there you go.
Interesting.
He's the only player on the Devils to win all 3 cups and not have his number retired.
Huh.
Which I find to be insulting.
For the ring, so there's only 2 Ring of Honors, but obviously several.
Yeah, so the Devils have one person in the Ring of Honor. It was the original owner of the Devils who brought them from Colorado. And since then, for some reason or another, they never went back to the Ring of Honor until this year. Do I know the answer as to why that is? No, but that's just what it is.
Yeah, because the Flyers typically do, I don't even know who it is this year, but every year they'll do a Hall of Fame night where they'll put a player into the Flyers Hall of Fame, and they'll just put their name it's in a banner in the Wells Fargo Center next to all the retired numbers, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they retire your number. Like a couple years ago, they put in Eric Desjardins, those kind of players. Like almost, it's almost like it's instead of the Hall of Fame. Like there's some big names in the Hall of Fame, obviously. Like Clark is in there, but like it's almost become like the Flyers fan favorite club. Like, and that's really what it's become.
Okay. Got it.
So, do you think that Craig Conroy will ever be, as a player, ever be put in a Ring of Honor or anything? Or is that just not going to happen?
Don't ask me that goddamn question right now. Don't you ask
Bill, were you here? No, Bill, Kyle did a Twitter Spaces and just lost it for 20 minutes.
I still lost at the beginning of the game. Don't mention that goddamn name for the rest of the night.
He doesn't.
I don't want to hear it.
Kyle is now the new GM of the Calgary Flames.
I put it on the headlines.
Put it in his headline.
What's your first move?
What's your first move, Kyle?
My first move is to move Craig Conroy to Alaska.
I was thinking Siberia, but okay.
No, that works. Yeah, that works too. Yeah,
that's just as cold, if not colder.
Yeah, what did you think of the trade, Bill? What did you think of the trade?
Oh no. Other team's perspective.
No. Go ahead. I'm ready.
No, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. Did it happen today? Because I was so in.
It did. It happened 30 minutes. It happened 30 minutes before we went live. Really? It's McLeod with a shot that gets fought off.
It was about an hour. I
didn't even know that he was traded. So what were the details?
Oh, I'd love to give you the details, Bill. I'd love to give you the details.
Oh, wait, hold on. Should we hold on until the intermission for this, or are we just going right into it?
Sure, fine. Works for me.
I don't want to be rude to you.
No, I don't
give you the proper.
We have a game going on.
Yeah, that's fine. We got a game. Yeah, that's okay.
That's fair. Michael McLeod just with a really good opportunity using the power move there, almost got himself a goal, and then Curtis Lazar and someone on the Flyers decided to duke it out a little bit. No harm, no foul. Bill, I wanted to ask you a really interesting question here. What do you think, if you could pick one thing, what is the biggest reason for the Flyers' success up until this point in the season?
Honestly, it's Torts. Like, truly, because he has them playing to his system, which when you are a team that is not up to the skill base of a Devils team or a Vegas or Carolina, you just kind of outplay them. Like, that's your goal. And when you don't, I don't think they're really they're outshooting them right now 19-14. They're getting in the forecheck, they're creating chances, but I think the Devils, especially because of that 5-minute major, have been playing a little bit better.
Won't be a 2-on-1 for the Devils here as Jack Hughes waits still with it, feeds it over to Toffoli with a shot, and he absolutely gets robbed by the glove hand of Carter Hart. He just robbed him blind.
You know, it's funny, whispers of the longevity that will be Carter Hart for.
I don't have any more. I'm sorry, I drank it all.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have water.
Oh my goodness, sorry. The I just saw the glove save pop up on my TV.
Yes, glove save from Carter Hart, by the way.
Carter Hart. I'm very curious what where he'll be in the 2 to 3 years that we expect this rebuild or this whatever we're calling it in the Flyers organization. If he'll actually be here. But back to your point, I think it's all Torts. I really do. I don't think this team is particularly talented. I think there's some guys that are going to be here. I mean, Couturier is obviously very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Lawton is pretty good. I think they might have overshot what they valued from him. Like his production is way down this year. And I think it's ironically because Coots has returned and Atkinson has returned. So guys like that are really the offensive production on this team have kind of outweighed what Lawton was. Now we'll see, because I mean, they're not going to unload the guys at the trade deadline or they won't unload guys until the trade deadline. So we'll see if Lawton can pick it up here as we get around Christmas time. But they're keeping pace because of Torts.
Well, let me ask you a question. If come deadline time, if it starts to fall off the rails a little bit, does Scott Lawton all of a sudden become a trade candidate?
I certainly think he would, because that contract is pretty friendly. You can get a team to take it without having to retain much of it, if any, and probably still get a first-round pick for him. Like it'll be a late first-round pick because you're probably gonna be dealing with a contender.
Kyle's
talking about
Kyle's done. Now, Scramble.
I start talking about this, and I get more and more angry.
He just gets angrier. I don't think you could pull that off in like a video game, if I'm being real with you. I don't think you could. As now Owen Tippett, he might have a step here. He comes in with a shot, and that one is stopped and covered by Akira Schmid. Owen Tippett, who's screwing me in fantasy at this moment, gets robbed by Akira Schmid.
By the way, I'm going to try that later. I'm going to be the Canucks later, and
do it.
I'm going to try and trade that and see what
happens.
I
want, Please send us evidence of if you can actually make it work.
Yeah, but the thing is, and this is the problem that I have actually with sports video games, and I actually had this hot take. I don't even think it's a hot take.
Can we have a debate about sports video games? That's a good
I think games I think the problem with games like Madden and even NHL for the most part has not changed since the better part of a decade at this point. I think the last time I bought NHL was probably around NHL 12 or 13, and it was a fantastic game. And then I have Game Pass on my Xbox, which is a great subscription service. Not to put a plug, but hey, Microsoft, you should sponsor the Hockey Podcast Network.
Agreed.
They have NHL 24 or whatever it is. It's exactly the same without any of the NBC guys. That's the only difference.
The copy and paste.
The peak of it was what you just mentioned was NHL. I think 14. A lot of people rave that was the best. And you're right, it hasn't changed.
I love that cover.
Great cover.
Yeah.
It's a great cover. What can I say? Oh, come on. You have Dion Phaneuf on one of them.
Giroux was on one
2009.
But that was top tier NHL video games. Come on.
You know what? Good point. Yeah,
top tier.
But the reason I say I don't like these games is because they've become so they're trying to become so realistic with contracts and ownership and playing that. Yes, I 100%. I can tell you right now, Kyle, when you go on to try and get a trade Scott Lawton for a first round pick, they'll laugh at you. But the emotions of what the team in real life, there is an absolute chance because teams get desperate. There's leverage created by hopefully Danny Briere shopping him out. But I will say, if they try to trade him tomorrow, absolutely no way you're getting a first round pick because he's not producing, and he's got to do something. So you got to hope that he picks it up.
No. Time out a second.
By the way, we have about 9:57 and ticking to go.
You're telling me that you can get a first round pick for a pretty good player at the deadline and not get one right now.
On the production wise, because what team needs Lawton right now? It's all about circumstance, right? Around the trade deadline is when teams are, honestly, I would even start to say you might see them start to get figuring out who they want to trade and get rid of around around New Year's, because teams kind of come into the fold. That's when we kind of really get to see who the contenders are, who the pretenders are. The Flyers, as well as they're playing right now, I still think they're a very, very long way to go. My co-host Scott will tell you they're a playoff team. Fringe playoff team or contending playoff team.
Oh, what a move from Owen Tippett there. Good save from Akira Schmid. I'm sorry, I have to mention it every now and then. We have a hooking call here against, I want to assume it's the Devils. Give me a second here with 9:34 to go in this second period. I think it's against I'm going to just go on a limit. Yeah, it's Nico Hischier again. Oh, boy, the captain having a rough night tonight, but the Flyers going to their power play here with an opportunity once again to try to at least cut the deficit to 1.
But yeah, there's no demand, right? You have to generate demand. That's really what it comes down to. Like, there's
you just have to wait. So you just have to wait till the deadline, really, and that's when you're going to generate demand.
And that's what Danny Briere and Keith Jones are totally fine.
Can you call Craig Conroy and tell him that?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you just call him?
What if the Flames?
Want somebody to tell him.
What if the Flames just trade everybody that they want to well before the deadline, and then they just you know what I mean?
I'm gonna flip this fucking desk in a second.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that one, bud. Flyers right now on a power play, a 2-minute hooking call against Nico Hischier. Flyers 0 for 2 so far in the power play with 4 shots. They got about 30 seconds ago. Again, I feel like this is another big power play here if you're Philadelphia, because I feel like I got to be honest. I feel like the Flyers have just created more chances for themselves in this game so far. Akira Schmidt has just done a really good job of locking it down.
Let's go,
DK Metcalf just did. Kyle's getting some amount of happiness tonight as the Seahawks now have a 7-3 lead over the Cowboys. How the hell is that?
Yes! Come on, Seahawks!
Yeah, let's go.
My second favorite football team is playing. It's the Eagles, obviously, and then whoever is playing the Dallas Cowboys. So,
I love that.
Sick.
I love
so,
that.
So I'm a Giants fan. I'm just having a good time in my corner.
Good.
I got Tommy DeVito. It's okay.
I'm trying to. So the Flyers right now are 0 for 2, like you said. I'm trying to remember their last power play goal for this season. Honestly, it might
right now, as the Flyers just scored on a rebound, it's Morgan Frost who scores with an open net, and the Flyers have cut the deficit to 1.
Boys, we got a game.
Wow.
What's funny as hell is that when Bill was saying, in the middle of saying, I wonder when the last time the Flyers scored on the power play. I swear to God, I was thinking to myself, I swear to God, they're going to score right here. That's exactly what happened too. That was coming. If I'm being honest with you, that was coming. Just a good positioning there. If you're Morgan Frost, nice rebound. He's standing all alone in that right face-off dot, and he goes top shelf and finally gets the Flyers on the board here.
The world is ending, folks, because the Flyers have scored on the power play.
No goalie interference from what I see. Well, don't tell me they're going to look at this. Lindy Ruff looks unhappy. But then again, Lindy Ruff looks unhappy when we're up by 5 goals, so what does it matter?
Did I just see an advertisement, because I got the Philadelphia
yes, you did.
Channel 2, about gritty snack corner?
Oh, Chaos Corner.
Yeah.
I think it's called Chaos
Corner. Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So it's a specific section of the Wells Fargo Center that they just let Gritty go nuts. I was actually offered tickets one night, and I said no because I'm like, the shine on Gritty for some of us has completely worn off. It's honestly like the Torts effect. You either love Torts or you hate them. You either love Gritty or you hate them. There's no in between.
Right. Okay, that was close. Jack Hughes looked like he was going to have a breakaway. He got knocked down, no penalty. Shot there from the Flyers is stopped and gloved down by Akira Schmidt. But again, Morgan Frost with the goal for the Flyers. That makes it 2-1. Power play goal for the Flyers as well.
That's a bad rebound for Akira Schmidt right there. You can't give that up. That's a bad rebound.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue it.
So
he's playing well up to this point, but he's getting no defensive help tonight.
So sorry. So Bill, it's Gritty's Chaos Corner. So what does he do?
Yeah, I don't know the full details, but apparently he goes there. He has silly string and all that stuff, and he goes and just have you ever seen the video of him throwing a sheet cake at somebody?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So I think that's where he does it. I don't think he does it to his particular fan in that section, but he does it there. That's kind of so instead, I haven't been to a game this year yet. I hope to get down there soon during in the coming weeks.
Bill. I'm
I know
we're in December.
I know. Usually Scott and I are down there by now, but we have not been able to get down there this year. But usually he goes just around the building and just goes. I think because the room, especially because obviously they've done an ownership change and they've done a couple of other things, I think they realized that, hey, put a good product on the ice first, then put the shenanigans with Gritty. Now, because there's a sector of the fan base that likes Gritty, they were like, all right, we'll just put this corner here for you. And that's what they did.
Well, Michael McLeod just went flying into
everybody.
the Flyers' net, and we get a stoppage of play, by the way.
Oh,
that was
good.
strange.
Hey, we got a game, boys. We got a game.
We do have a game. I mean, I think it was a game when it was 2-0.
At some point, the Flyers have to win a game where they give up the first goal of the season because they're 0 for whatever. Yeah,
I think we have a penalty here, guys. I think Ristolainen might be going to the box. Yeah, he is.
Someone just got. It looks like.
I'll tell you right now, if Ristolainen played golf, he would win the Masters tournament every year because his plus minus for like years has been brutal. I swear, he'd have like 3 or 4 green jackets at this point.
I love that.
That's a good reference.
Wow.
I thought you guys were. Devils go to the power play. Ristolainen gets 2 minutes for interference. So now the Devils, with I think what will be considered their third power play at this point. Only 2 minutes this time, guys. No game misconduct this time. As we'll see if the Devils can answer back. Try to see if they can get the 2-goal lead back. They'll try to set it up here as Alexander Holtz now with the puck. Holtz on the right side. He chips it to the right corner to Nico Hischier. Hischier wraps it over to Mercer. Feeds it in front there. That shot stopped. Rebound tried by Holtz. Gets knocked away by Carter Hart. What a phenomenal job there twice. Travis Konecny tries to get it out. He eventually is able to block it out. Devils get right back to it, come back in the zone. Jack Hughes waits, feeds it over to Holtz. Wrist shot there, and that one just goes wide of Carter Hart. Devils keeping it in. Luke Hughes gets it top of the point. Over now to his brother Jack with 1:18 to go on the power play. Jack Hughes walks the line, top of the blue line, waits, tries to feed it over, gets blocked for a second. Nico recovers, gets it over now, back to Jack Hughes on the right side. Nico Hischier now in the right corner. Back to Jack Hughes on the right side. Hughes still with it now, directing traffic. Gets it to Luke Hughes, top of the point. Hughes waits, still with it. Wrist shot that gets fought off. Rebound try by Holtz is fought off as well from Carter Hart. Sanheim gets to it and clears. Wow.
Carter Hart is he's on a tear right now.
He is on one tonight. He has really, really locked it down here, especially with these like really like sharp angles, like not even sharp angle, like just really solid shots as the Flyers clear again. He's on his game tonight, really.
I thought that second goal was weak though.
Yeah, if you want to know where Bill, I think Bill, I was going to say, you mentioned earlier about Carter Hart, where he's going to be in the next 2 to 3 years. He is going to be the Team Canada starting goaltender because we have nobody. I think so. I think so.
Is what I hope continues to be the case.
I do hope that. Like, I'm not an anti-Carter Hart guy. I am very pro Carter Hart. I think he's one of the bright spots, like we were talking about earlier, like the guys that I think are going to be here long term. Carter Hart should be that guy. The problem is we still don't know what happened with Hockey Canada and the allegations.
And we may never find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out soon. No,
we're going to find out, and it's going to be ugly.
No, I keep getting reports from.
By the way, Devils power play is up. Flyers. I don't want to say Flyers killed it. I want to say Carter Hart single-handedly killed that one.
Yeah, a lot of chances there.
No defense whatsoever from Philadelphia.
There's a reporter up here who lives close to the London, Ontario area. That's where basically all these allegations have started taking place, blah, blah, blah. And this is where it all was coming down. So basically what they're saying, at least in the past month or two, was that like they're really getting down like to the nitty gritty, and they are getting close to the end of the investigation. And basically they're saying names are going to be spilt very soon.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly. And Carter Hart was on that team. That's why there's that lingering dark cloud. That's why I don't think they could move him over this past summer. I think he's untouchable right now.
And Michael McLeod from Devils was also on that team for
Dylan Dubé of the Flames.
Dylan Dubé. I mean,
I think Makar was on him, wasn't he?
Who?
I think Makar
was, but apparently Makar has been cleared of any wrong. Like apparently from the situation that happened, he wasn't there when it happened.
Okay.
Like he was part of the team, but he wasn't there for the allegations that happened. I don't know how teams are going to react to it when they get the information.
Well, it's going to really be interesting because other than the Blackhawks fiasco, there really hasn't, at least in my what I can remember.
Which Blackhawks fiasco are you talking
about?
Right?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, Blackhawks are not a standout organization.
I just feel bad at this point for the Blackhawks. Like I just feel bad. Like it's like this has to something is wrong. Like really wrong.
It's a weird organization.
I'll just read this real quick from about 2 weeks ago.
We have a commercial break, so we got some time.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, Hockey Canada says a third-party adjudicative panel had completed its final report on possible sanctions against former World Junior players who allegedly were involved in a 2018 group sexual assault in London, Ontario. But the hockey organization isn't releasing the results or stating whether the report recommends sanctions against any of the players because it says the panel's conclusions are now under appeal.
What?
That's the important part to take away from. So they are under. So the conclusions from these sanctions are being reviewed because of any.
Interesting.
Maybe we don't know, right?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like, if this was this is how, like, just from our brothers up north down here. If this was a United States investigation, this would have been leaked years ago. Like, we would have known.
Oh, we would have found out about it several years. We would have found out about it maybe like a year after it happened, probably.
So I kind of like how we don't know, in the sense of keeping the parties private on both ends, respectively, until we figure this whole thing out. Because as long as something, like, it's the ultimate innocent until proven guilty. So until they prove something, there's nothing to show. So I'm curious.
They're really holding it out because they're really just dragging this out because, for my estimations, it seems like this occurred and it seems like this has happened.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of time. That's all it is. And it's going to get ugly when it happens.
I think
it's going to get very bad.
I think the way that they're doing it is this. They know something happened. They have evidence that it happened. They probably know the players at this point who did it. I think what they're trying to do is come up with all of the decisions now so that when they release it, everything just gets thrown out. Because you know how sometimes in investigations you get told, okay, this person did something, and then we have to wait many more months before we actually get an idea as to what the punishment is? Think of it that way. Think of it as they're going to wait until they have everything finalized, and then they're going to drop it for everybody. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Which is the right way to do it, if that's how they're
right.
Like,
just throw it all there, so that even when the people are reporting it, and sharing it on articles and media and all that stuff, there's a lot to talk about there, and we know everything. We don't have to sit there and say, well, we still don't know what, we don't know what the sanctions are. We don't know who the players are. Like, no, like that's the thing. Like, we're going to know everything when they tell us.
Well, yeah, when it comes out, it's going to be pretty fugly,
and it's going to rock. It's going to rock like half.
I think it's going to hit. It's going to hit, and it's going to hit hard.
By the way, just want to say, just dropping some random here. There is a player that is making their NHL debut tonight in our game. Samuel LeBurge, number 79, on the Devils, which, by the way, he is the first player to ever wear 79 in a game for the Devils. He is making his NHL debut tonight. 26 years old, was playing in Utica before he got called up. And, he's making his NHL debut tonight. So just wanted to drop that in there real quick.
Very cool.
Forgot to mention.
Did he do the rookie lap and all that fun stuff?
They gave it to him. Yeah, he's 20. Nice. He's my age.
I just want to go over real quick because I think it is important to mention that I know, like, I have a list of players that have commented on the scandal. So Drake Batherson was one, okay, and he's been cooperating with the investigations, but he hasn't made a singular comment since. It's been since September, right?
Okay.
Jake Bean, Carter Hart, Cal Clegg, Jordan Kyrou, Taylor Radish, and Colton Point, none of the players referenced engaged in any wrongdoing, and all the players cooperated fully with the independent London Police Service investigation in 2018. They've already cooperated, and it seems like that they're not involved in what happened. The possible other players that could be involved in this are Cal Clegg, Maxime Comtois, Dylan Dubé, Dante Fabro, Cal Foote, Alex Fermention, Jonah Gadjevich, and Brett Howden. And Cale Makar was not involved in this situation.
No Michael McLeod mentioned there.
Michael McLeod, I am aware of the situation in 2018 and the investigation. I've been cooperative through the entire investigation process, but since it's still ongoing, I am unable to comment any further. So you can include Michael McLeod.
That to me tells me that he was involved in some way, personally. Maybe I'm just hearing that wrong. I don't know.
Maybe Carter Hart has said something pretty similar, but that's because he has many of these guys have their own individual lawyers. It's not like one lawyer representing all the players.
That's what our lawyer said. Like, look, you can comment on it, it's fine, but don't say anything else because they're under investigation and we can't.
Why should they comment? Nobody's going to say anything. anything, right?
Right,
Yeah.
of course. What's the point of asking? I always wonder this about it. Like when this is not a knock on reporters. I really don't want to knock on reporters. It's just like you ask the question and like you already know you're not going to get an answer.
Right.
Just like Kyle Davidson the other day with Corey Perry.
Something bad happened with Corey Perry.
Something bad.
Well, the fact that it was funny. It was funny for like maybe 20 seconds, and now it's not funny anymore.
The fact that it was
the rumors,
yes,
the rumors
were it was a workplace incident and not a criminal incident.
Yeah,
maybe it's not bad to a certain
workplace in Chicago is ass.
It's really bad. It's gonna get ugly there too.
I just wanted to quickly mention, by the way, the answer to that other trivia question: who scored the only goal in that Devils? Sean Chambers.
Who?
Sean Chambers.
Who? Anyway,
say it again, Kyle. The answer is Sean Chambers.
I got it. Okay,
I'm sorry, Kyle. It wasn't Greg Conroy. It was Sean Chambers.
Damn it. Angus checking in with us, by the way. Billy asked, how do you think the Giants will beat the Eagles' trap game?
It's not a trap game. What are you talking about? Okay, let me speak about this. Bill, I understand that you can answer this because you're Eagles fan, but I'm a Giants fan. And I'm here to tell you right now, there is no shot in hell that the Eagles are going to somehow, on Christmas Day, lose to the Giants, led by probably Tommy DeVito.
Are you a fan of the celebration? The Italian
it is a slur, but yeah, fine. I kind of rock with it, but it's a slur. If we're being honest, come on. How many people do you see on a daily do this?
Yeah, right. Yeah, none other than us right now.
Kyle does it. Kyle does it off camera.
I will say the only reason you might win the Christmas Day game is because if the Eagles win the next two games, and this Sunday against the Niners and the Cowboys the following week, the division's wrapped up, so there's no point other than seeding.
Right.
I mean, or the Eagles' defense implodes, which I'd go for.
Could happen. Yeah.
Huh?
There have been shaky moments.
I have Brock Purdy on my fantasy team. I expect him to at least do something decent. I don't,
unless his elbow blows up again.
Please don't say that. I don't want that. I'm trying to win my league. I have Russell Wilson and Brock Purdy. I really, really, really need Brock Purdy to do.
Wow.
Well, I had Joe Burrow. I had Joe Burrow to start the year, and then he got hurt. So, is it really my fault?
By the way, it's 10-7 for Dallas now.
Yes, 10 seconds to go in this second period. By the way, we are doing a hockey game, guys. I promise you, this is happening. Like we're doing a thing. As I think Luke Hughes just took a penalty. Yeah, he did. Did he?
This is going to be a great third period. I think this is going to be a great third period.
Just did. I think the Devils just got called. Yeah, he did. Luke Hughes gets called for a delay of game because he shot the puck into the stands. I think that's what I want to go for. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it did not touch any glass.
Yeah, he didn't touch any glass. So Luke Hughes goes to the box, which it makes me feel good because that means he must be healthy or able to play. 7 seconds to go here. Flyers, let's see if they could sneak one in here before the end of this period. Devils win the face-off. Brendan Smith will clear it, and that will do it for the second period of play. So only one goal, courtesy of Morgan Frost on the power play. And so it is 2-1 Devils going into the final 20 minutes. Flyers will have 1:53 of power play time to start this third period. So, gentlemen, like you said, Kyle, we got a good game on our hands right now going into the third.
I'll let Bill break down the second. These are you guys' team. I'm just I'm a bystander.
We're gonna give.
I can't believe the Flyers because I mean they used the juice from the 5-minute killing off a full 5-minute major penalty, which was very controversial to be called against Garrett Hathaway, and now they're kind of just riding on that and riding on Carter Hart's just absolute turns. He's really locked it up ever since that second goal. Killed a nice penalty earlier, and then Morgan Frost got a nice juicy rebound to beat Smith, and we're looking at a 1-goal for a 1-goal deficit. So
I don't know.
Geno Smith is a dumpster fire.
The guy got paid. What do you want me to? Geno's been great. What are you talking about?
Okay, so you want Do you honestly want their backup quarterback in this game?
No.
Is that what you want? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Kat. Is this what you want? You want to suffer? What? Put that. Don't.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Geno Smith's that bad that the Seahawks made the playoffs last year and they're currently 6-5. Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. But I'm going to give Kyle a chance to prepare himself to rant because probably going to.
Oh yeah.
We'll give him the floor again, and we'll also talk a little bit more about Patrick Kane, and we'll talk about all these things in our second intermission. So we will step aside to get another word from our sponsors. And welcome everybody here to our second intermission report of our game. Really do appreciate you hanging out with us. Bill Cornfield, you got Kyle Manifold as well, and you got myself, Neil Villapiano. And after 40 minutes of play of our game between the Devils and the Flyers, only change, Flyers got a goal on power play in that second period thanks to Morgan Frost. Flyers have a minute 53 of another power play to start this third period. We've had a pretty good game so far. I think it's fair to say, guys, this has been kind of a goaltender's game. Both Akira Schmid and Carter Hart have been playing very well up until this point. But Bill, wanted to get your thoughts from the Flyers' perspective. How you feeling going into this third period?
Yeah, I think they're riding the highs of that. One, they finally got one on the power play in Morgan Frost, as you just mentioned. And to say the power play has been struggling this year is an understatement. It's been one of the worst in the league this year. And you kind of always go to that old adage of you just get one and you hope it fires off the rest of them. That's what they're going to probably go for with this last minute 53. But yeah, especially after that Hathaway major and game misconduct, you really could have lost the game there completely. The Devils could have scored a ton of goals. You nutted up and you really came up and made some big stops there, and that kind of triggered this entire second period, honestly. And you finally got one. So I expect more of the same from the Flyers, but the Devils are going to come out firing. If they kill this thing off, they're going to do the exact same logic. If they kill this off, they're going to ride it into the hopefully get a goal on their end.
Yeah, I could say from Devils' perspective, again, kind of going back to the Devils' last game when they came back from down 4-2 in the third against the Islanders and ultimately won. If they could come out and like they did in that third period against the Islanders, I don't think they should have much trouble finding a way to win this game. But I think it's going to come down in a funny way. Even though if the Flyers scored, it'll only be tied, I just have like a feeling that whoever scores the next goal is going to win this game. Whether it's the Flyers or the Devils, whoever scores the next goal, going to have all the momentum. I think it's going to end. It feels like a 3-2 or 3-1 game, if I'm being honest. That's the way I look at it personally. You know what I mean?
Or 4-2 if it ends up with empty netter.
That's true.
Yeah, are we going to overtime if the Flyers get this thing tied up, or
I think it's an overtime? It feels like an overtime game. It feels like, but like, you know what? It also gives that vibe of like, this has been a great game, and then it's going to end with a very sad shootout.
Yeah.
And then we're going to sit here afterwards and be like, well, that sucked.
That was fun. Yeah.
So much hype. Nothing. By the way, someone did ask about the Bruins. Are they going to win tonight against the Sharks? They're up 2-0 in the second period right now. So,
good.
They seem to be. I don't really care. Just felt like saying that.
I was just going to say that was a random
thought. Someone asked, Kyle, if you remember, someone asked earlier in the chat if they thought the Bruins would get a win. They've lost 2 in a row.
Correct.
By the way, Sharks, they're also on the first of a back-to-back. They play the Devils tomorrow in New Jersey. I will be in attendance for that one. Just fun fact for everybody. I've been to now the last 3, which will make it 4 games in a row at the Prudential Center. So I've only seen 2 wins.
To update people on other games, Red Wings currently up 4-1 against Chicago at the end of the second. The Leafs are up 3-1 over the Kraken. 2-2 between Pittsburgh and the Lightning. Like you mentioned, the Bruins up 2-0. 1-0 Florida over Montreal in the end of the second period. The Islanders are down 2-1 against the Hurricanes. The Jets currently lead the Oilers 1-0 at the end of the first. The Wild lead 3-0 after the first over the Predators. And the St. Louis Blues lead 3-1 over the Buffalo Sabres at the end of one.
And you mentioned the Wild. That's another good topic to bring up. That Dean Evison, I'm going to say his last name wrong. Evison got fired earlier this week and replaced by former Devils, Predators. I feel like there was a third team that I'm missing. It might have been just those two. John Hines is now the new head coach of the Minnesota Wild. And I will tell you this right now, for any Wild fan that might be watching, have fun. You're going to hate him. The reason he's been fired twice.
That's going to suck.
It's going to suck. And you're going to post those SpongeBob bald memes for days. Believe me. Any Devils fan in the chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. And you know where I'm going.
Well, they're looking at a 2-game win streak after what, a 6 or 7 game losing streak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah,
I think so.
We'll see how long John Hines' system lasts in Minnesota.
Right. I mean that John Hines, they if their system isn't working right off the bat, it can go south very, very quickly. And
it will go south. Yeah. How are the Nets? How are the Nets this season in the NBA? They're like, I think they're 9-8 now. They're currently playing the Charlotte Hornets at home. I think the NBA in-season tournament is absolutely 1,000% a joke because the Nets won in it, and we don't make the damn playoffs.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I didn't understand.
Wait, you're 3-1 in the in-season?
We finished 3-1, and because of wait for it, point differential, we finish in third behind the Magic, who the Nets blew out. So what the hell is going on?
That's very soccerish because a lot of games are decided by goal differential. That's like,
and my brother goes, "Oh, I think the NHL should do this," and I'm like, "No, never do this."
I was cool with the World Cup of Hockey though a couple years.
But that's not an in-season tournament.
That's obviously preseason. Yeah,
it's preseason. That's to get these guys ready to go right away.
Yeah. By the way, because
this is in the middle of the year.
By the way, because you're a Nets fan and I'm obviously a Philly fan with the Sixers, has Ben played at all this season, or is his back still?
Yeah, no. Here's how it's gone. He played to start the end. He was playing well. Like he's fine. Like, but then he got a nerve impingement on his back.
Oh, yeah, sciatica.
And now he just hasn't played. And like I'm just used to it, so it's whatever. Yeah, Hornets and Nets tied at 88 with 5:50. Well, now 5:50. I flipped over because we're a commercial break again. Sorry. I've done this to Kyle before, where during intermissions, if the Nets are playing, I just flip over while we're waiting for the next period to start. So I'm a big sports fan. I watch every sport I can possibly.
That's like me throwing on The Sopranos and just being like, "Oh, what's going on?"
That's another slur, Kyle. Watch yourself. That was an Italian slur. That's not funny.
The Flyers, because is this the last meeting before the Stadium Series, or do they play again?
It might be. I don't remember. Oh, no. I think they play one in December in New Jersey.
Okay.
Beforehand.
Yeah, which is right before, obviously, and then they play.
Bill, are you going to that game, by the way?
We're trying to go. I
gotta go, man. I already got my ticket, man. We gotta. If you go, we gotta meet up. We gotta do something together.
Yeah, we're waiting until after the holidays after all that chaos, obviously, trying to buy stuff for the wife and for the dog, because the dog is basically our child at this point. So
we didn't answer earlier. I don't know who questioned it, but our favorite Thanksgiving side dishes were.
Favorite things. I was thinking. I have so many questions about Thanksgiving that, I could try to get through, but I'll answer this one first.
Yeah, go for it.
So, for me personally, it might sound very overrated to some. Actually, no, I'm going to give you a very specific one. White Castle stuffing.
Oh.
White Castle stuffing. Now,
would you like context to that?
Wait, no, because the first question I have, and everyone that is watching, the first question they have is, how did your system react to that?
Fine.
Are you good? Okay.
Yeah, fine. Well, we didn't get them from White Castle themselves. We got it in the store. So I think it was more like okay to have because it was frozen. So yeah, White Castle stuffing, simply put, first was brought to my family's attention through my brother living in Chicago. And we started trying it. Basically, you take White Castle burgers, like literally regular burgers, and you kind of just put them together and you put it in the oven like you would a regular stuffing, and there you go. There's your answer.
That's insane. I've never.
It's really good. I think I could, if it can show me on my screen, I probably could show you a picture of what it looks like.
I would love to see that.
It literally looks like, if I'm being honest with you, it looks like regular stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go.
Jones, cola, turkey, and gravy. So that's great.
Wow.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean? It looks like regular stuffing, does it not?
Yeah, I was just saying, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it might look different without it being on a screen here. It might be different, but
Bill, what's your answer?
So mine's oddly specific.
Yeah, I'm very simple. I go the other way. Just give me nice mashed potatoes. Good someone that if the discord around turkey that has picked up over the last couple of years. I don't know what to tell you guys. If you have bad turkey, the person cooking it doesn't know how to cook it. That's the problem.
The turkey, don't ever cook again.
Yeah, find someone that knows how to cook a turkey, and you will love turkey forever. That's all I can tell you. Mashed potatoes are the way to go.
Turkey.
Nice, buttery smooth. Oh, it's so good.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. We had somebody make a mashed potato, but it had a cream cheese base in it. You mix it. Oh, it was phenomenal. I know. I was kind of
I'm not a cream cheese guy at all, so I would immediately be like, no, I'm good.
It was kind of iffy at first. I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound like it goes well. But once you get it all together, with the butter, I'm never gonna go anywhere else.
You guys with your cholesterol.
Now, obviously, we're approaching the Christmas season. We have the Christmas meals coming up. Are you guys a ham or another turkey or a roast family?
So for us, we used to be just ham, throw a ham in the oven, do some side dishes, and go from there. But now, because our family Christmas dinners are just our basic, not our basic, our personal families now. We just kind of do whatever. Like last year, we made homemade pizzas for dinner. Everybody just did their
No
own little
way. That's
That's awesome.
Yeah, everybody did
like
their own
that.
little individual pizzas, and you
That's
got to
so
put
cute.
whatever you want on it and have a night. Like it was
It's
pretty
not
easy.
delivery, it's manifold.
That was great.
No, I love that. That's great.
Yeah, so
I'm
instead of just doing
a
all
big
that
fan
work,
of the ham. Yeah.
I am too, though. Yeah.
A nice honey baked ham, you can't go wrong with.
Yeah, like if it was a big like family gathering,
Yeah.
that's probably something we'll do. But yeah, like I'm a ham guy. Yeah.
What about you, Neil?
I'm neither. Are we talking about Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Which one are we talking about?
All right, they're interchangeable.
So, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's different for me, because on Christmas Eve we have a lot of my family come over. Funny enough, this table here sits a bunch of people as well for Christmas. And we have
sour cream and cream cheese. Sour cream and cream. Yes.
Whoa,
Sorry. Continue.
You're just making my stomach turn.
No, you don't get
but
it. It's
the big thing, but what we do in our household is that we have about 15 to like 18 different fishes that we have and different dishes like that. So we go like full.
Oh, you do the feast?
Like Southern Italian Christmas Eve type.
Yeah. Nice.
That's
So you do. Is that the official, like the traditional feast of the seven
it's
fishes?
It's not the seven fishes thing you're thinking of. It's a lot different. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot more fishes than like seven.
Gotcha.
A lot more different dishes. And then for Christmas Day, have you guys ever seen A Christmas Story before?
yes.
Overrated movie, but I've seen it.
Wow, that is oh my god! I never want to hear that again. I actually insulted by that. The movie's amazing. But anyway, do you remember?
Wow.
Do you remember at the end of the movie when they go to that Chinese restaurant?
Yes.
What do they have at the? What is the main course that they have?
Isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the main course. Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
guy like slashes it with like the knife. It's goose.
Oh, it is.
Oh my god, it is goose. That's right.
So what we do in my household is we have goose, wild rice, broccoli with olives, and some form of like not a cranberry sauce, but like kind of like that you go full. No, I don't, Kat. It's not a thing. None of this is a thing. By the way, in case anyone wants to know, our third period is about to start. I'm just going to put that out. But
come back here.
But meanwhile, back on the ranch, period's underway.
Oh, thanks for asking me about Zadorov, by the way, that whole intermission.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, come on. Like,
that's okay. No,
Kyle, you want to do it now?
No. Bill, what did you think of the trade earlier? Did you see it?
No, that's what I was hoping for the rant for. I needed to get the full details.
All right, Kyle, go ahead. I'll interrupt you if some goal happens. That's what I'll do.
I won't. I'm not going to rant. I'll leave it for another time. We'll do a whole Twitter Spaces thing.
Oh, Bill was looking forward to that.
You can go watch earlier. We did a little rant earlier.
Yeah, Bill, if you go on like either my Twitter or Kyle's Twitter, you could go and listen to a replay of just Kyle and I talking about the Zadorov trade.
Yep. So the Flames traded Zadorov for a kid who's currently in grade 11, learning about geography, and a pick that didn't exist about 3 hours ago, or whenever that Canucks trade was with Bolivia, about 24 hours ago. Let's just say.
Yeah. See like to our conversation about earlier, you don't like the Flames and the Flyers are very similar. They are not going to be contending for anything anytime soon. They have to consider the rebuild. You don't need to make a panic move when you're in that situation. And that's what that feels like. Like, it's kind of like
panic.
I just want to make a move to say I made a move and hope that something happens. Like,
yes,
that's a very Chuck Fletcher move. That
for context, it was a 2025 fifth round pick and a 2026 third round pick.
Yeah, see that does nothing for you. Like, why would that? Absolutely, that your GM has to be fired. Like, that's insane.
I remember when the Devils traded like Keith Kincaid to the Blue Jackets for like a 2027 like fifth, and I was like, dude, that kid literally is not even in high school yet. Like, how does that? Like, he's like 10 years old.
Literally.
No, and I was saying this to Kyle before. 4 guys in the penalty box in the Boston game. That's impressive.
Wow.
Must have been a fight or something. But like Little, I was telling Kyle about this with the other pick the Flames got. Little does that one kid know, whoever that kid is, little does he know, he is going to be the pick that the Flames got for Zadorov, and he won't even realize it.
That kid is incredible.
Yep.
And that's I'm guessing the Flyers do not score on the last.
Flyers power play is up, so the Devils did kill. We got 17:52 to go in this third period. Why do I say first?
The third.
How are the? That's interesting. That's a weird mark. Anyway, it's all good. So, any other thoughts about the Zadorov trade? Or are we good at this point?
Yeah, we're good. We're good
For his blood pressure. Let's move
Kyle's
on.
good. Yeah, for Kyle's blood pressure, I think we're fine.
We're good.
Again, it's been a really close game between these two teams. Devils scored both of their goals in the first. Flyers scored their only goal of the game so far back in the second. Again, Holtz and Jack Hughes with the goals for the Devils, and Morgan Frost with just his third goal of the year gets the so far as the lone goal for the Flyers. Bill, I also wanted to get your thoughts on this because we haven't really had a chance to talk about this. What are your thoughts on the Flyers going to this uniform for this year? I know this is.
I love it.
You love it. Okay, because I know it's a point of contention with some people.
And my co-host Scott will tell you this. He was a big '90s Flyers guy. And I've said this several times on the podcast. I'm a very post-lockout NHL fan.
Okay,
the second one or the first one, depending on how you define Gary Bettman.
Right, depending on who you are.
In 04, 05. So, I'm a big fan of this because it's very reminiscent of the '90s. And I like that they kept the black alternate jerseys on their in their rotation, which I think are really crisp and really nice from the Stadium Series a couple years ago against Pittsburgh. So I think I do like these. They're not too flashy. It's very clean. It's very classic Flyers, and I think that's what they're trying to get back to.
Yeah.
After the turmoil under Valerie Camilla and the likes of them. In terms of the marketing department or whatever you want to call it. So it's nice that they just went back to a very simple, didn't have to do too much to get this and it's a different shade of orange too. It's like that burnt orange.
Burnt orange,
yeah, it's not as bright, which is nice. So
if it's a burnt orange, I think of the Broncos back in like the 80s.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the Orange Crush type of, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, I do.
Yep.
By the way, we got a delayed penalty here coming up against the Flyers. It's Michael McLeod with a backhand try that gets blocked. He gets it over top of the point now to Luke Hughes. Gets it over to Colin Miller with a shot, and he just missed it over the glove side of Carter Hart. Flyers touch up, and so the Devils will now go to the power play here, and John Tortorella looks like he wants to absolutely murder someone.
The only thing I'll say real quick about the Flyers jersey. Yeah, the only thing I'll say is I listen, I'm no designer, but I don't
talk about the ad.
Yeah, I know.
Talk about the logo.
It's a great logo.
It's massive.
I'll explain another time, Bill. But with the Flyers jerseys, I don't get on the side where it's white, right? You have your black, whatever number you are, it's black numbers, and then on the back of the jersey, it's white. Me personally, I just like to keep some sort of flow or consistency.
Oh, I see what you say. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very black numbers there. Oh, we're white on the back here. It's I don't know. It just looks off-putting. That's all.
And they're going to call it looks like a hooking penalty on Morgan Frost. That's probably why he has the look
hooking
of
call. Morgan Frost is now the Devils are setting up as now Jack Hughes over to the right side, gets it top of the point to Luke Hughes, back to Jack on the right side. Jack now in the right corner. Waits, gets it top of the point to Luke Hughes. He takes a wrist shot. And a high glove save and covered by Carter Hart. Devils 0 for 4 on the power play, but with 11 shots. So that's kind of a remarkable thing. But Carter Hart on the power play in particular has been rock solid for the Flyers tonight.
I think to your initial point, I do think you're right. I do like the flow of if it was a black number. I think it's a rare instance where they considered the play-by-play guys because it's way easier to see the white number on the back of their jersey than the black.
Good point.
I think that's the only reason because
I will say
sitting on the press row every once in a while when we get to go to a game.
And Toffoli knocks it in on a rebound. Sorry to interrupt, but Toffoli scores and the Devils on the power play have got the lead back to 2. It's now 3-1. Nico Hischier slow to get up. Don't do this to me. Please get up.
Oh,
He
no.
looks fine, but it's a good goal. It's a power play goal, and the Devils back up by 2. Sorry, Kyle. Every time Toffoli scores. By the way, Bill, every time Toffoli scores, former Flame, I feel like I have to apologize to Kyle.
Apologize for what? For Craig Conroy being an idiot? Like, don't worry about it.
As we'll see again on the replay, Jack fed it to Toffoli. His shot was saved by Carter Hart, but it came right back to Toffoli on a rebound, and he scored. Nico Hischier went down hard, right in front of the crease, and now he's talking with the trainer. But nonetheless, Tyler Toffoli, 12th of the year, team leading 12th of the year, power play goal, and it's 3-1 New Jersey.
Well, I mean, it really all started with the face-off draw, right? I think it's so important with how, like, for these guys winning the face-off draws, like in the offensive zone, when you're on the power play, you're able to set it up right away. Tic-tac-toe, boom, see you later. Yeah,
for sure. And I think the one thing, Kyle, can you bring up that question again? Because now we got an icing here.
Sorry.
Look, the refs called an icing when it made sense, like way earlier. Here you go, boys. Who is your favorite Flyer of all time? I think we got to start with Bill on this one.
Absolutely.
Recency bias, it goes Claude, but all time, it's got to be Eric Lindros. I know I just said that I was a post-lockout guy, but Eric Lindros was the first real Flyer that I knew and followed. John LeClaire is right up there too, but Eric Lindros, I think there's something about the city of Philadelphia that certain athletes embrace. You see it with Allen Iverson in basketball. You see it honestly with Nick Foles in our area. Eric Lindros has embraced the city. He comes to the alumni weekend. He's probably going to be up at the Stadium Series in New Jersey.
For sure
for that game. And he's always just lingering. Like, I follow him on Twitter, and he just will randomly post hanging out at the Flyers game tonight, and his son or one of his kids dresses up as Gritty, and it's hilarious. So Eric Lindros has really turned the table on his history here in Philadelphia, and it's really nice to see.
So I have a couple answers. Right now, I love Cam York. Young guy. I actually like Cam York. I like the way he plays. Back in the day, I have a biased answer, though. Do you remember Matt Reed?
Oh, yeah.
Matt Reed. I actually met him out of the blue.
Really?
I met him out of the blue. Yeah, he was at he's at some car dealership, just signing autographs.
Car dealership.
I guess because he knew the guy there, blah, 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 long story short. And we're like, oh, hey, how's it going? That thing's probably gone by now.
Nice.
But outside of that, I would probably go RJ Umberger.
Oh, nice. I like RJ.
Yeah. Good old RJ Umberger.
Nice.
Neil, you?
Do I have to? I have to.
I mean, I can give you my favorite. I'll give you my favorite Devil. It's
no. In all seriousness, my all-time. You guys might find this a little surprising. It's not for me. It's not recency bias, but I also remember watching him play for the Flyers. Mike Richards is my favorite all-time Flyer.
Yeah,
because I hated him more when he was a King than really a Flyer, and that's more because of 2012 than really anything. But Mike Richards was always a guy that was really just a grinded out type player. He found ways to score a good amount of goals, was a pretty clutch player in his own right. I'm also a big Daniel Briere fan as well. I think back, the first ever, you'll love this, Bill, the first ever overtime game-winning goal in the playoffs I ever saw was Daniel Briere against the Bruins.
Oh, nice.
First one, that iconic goal that he scored, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's literally the first one I ever remember. And I used to call Daniel Briere a pain in my derriere because as a Devils fan when I was a kid,
nice.
Especially in those 2010s when the Flyers would play the Devils every year in the playoffs, he would always make me upset because he would always score at the most unopportune time. There was one goal he scored. He scored he didn't score the goal. But it was in the 2012 playoffs. It was game 1 when the Flyers won in overtime. He stood right in front of Marty and bumped him. Clearly, to me, it was goalie interference. The refs go, they call it a goal. They go to the replay. They say still it was a good goal. And that was one of those classic Marty flip outs where like he's like, clearly this is bull crap. I got interfered with. You're not going to call anything, whatever. But no, I'm excited about what Briere is doing with the because I think they're finally going in the right direction. Yes. And I think Briere is ready for this opportunity personally.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a very similar sentiment that Flyers fans have. Like, it's not as split as it was. There's obviously still some haters, whatever you want to call them, but for the most part, the consensus is Keith Jones and Danny Briere have us righting the ship. We'll just see how it pans out.
Well, first he has to keep his son in order.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Keep him away.
That went away really quickly. I mean, I know his son. Yeah. I that went away really quickly, but I do remember his son released a statement and all that apology and all that.
Keep him away from wheelchairs, and we don't have a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, yes, it's looking good. Yeah, all right, let's go.
Kyle, I'm telling you, man, it's that Thursday night momentum. That's what's going on. It's the stupid Thursday night game, and it's not going to make any sense.
I gotta see if I took the over in that because I see if I took
Charbonnet.
By the way, if you're also betting the over, make sure you use DraftKings Sportsbook and use our promo code THPN when you sign up, and please bet responsibly. I'm not going to tell you again.
Did you use the promo code Bill?
I do. I always use the promo code when signing up.
There you go. Bill knows what's up. You know, it's the best promo code out there. There's no other one that's good enough.
I've used it. I'll be honest.
I might put a live. You know what? I might put a live bet right now on the Seahawks at plus 520 to win the game.
Wow.
Ooh.
I've bet it plus 520. You gotta love it.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I like it.
Hold on.
You know what I would only. You know, like I'm a big fan of betting on like college football.
Oh yeah.
Man,
college football is awesome.
See Michigan and Ohio State, and they had like. I don't
want to talk about it.
They did it. Nice.
No, I don't like Michigan. I don't like Michigan.
Oh, neither do I. Penn State guy.
I'm a Rutgers guy, so I just don't like anybody. I hate my own team. I mean, look, we're good in wrestling. That's a positive.
Yeah, but so is Penn State.
Okay, man. All right, we're good at. Oh wow, the Bruins dominating the Sharks, but then again.
Sharks only have 5 wins on the season.
Exactly. It's not a surprise.
RJ, only because I spoke it out loud. Yeah, Nets up by 1 with 7.5 minutes to go in that game. This is a high-scoring game because neither team plays defense.
Yay.
You know who just came back for the Hornets, though? Miles Bridges, who had that craziness in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, how much do you know? Kyle, do you know? Are you an NBA guy? You're not an NBA guy, are you?
I love the NBA.
Oh, okay, good. So, are you a Raptors fan?
That worked? Oh, thank God.
That was a lie. All right, that. Yeah, I love the NBA.
I got to be honest. The last game that I've fully watched in the NBA was probably about 5 years ago.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a hot minute. Yeah. I follow it. I know what's going on. But
yeah. You know what I loved? I went to Toronto last September. First ever time outside of the United States. It's like my first ever experience. It was great, by the way. Awesome time. Yeah, it was.
Okay, good.
Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run and tied the all-time record in Toronto. Gotcha. I also got to see the Leafs play the Canadiens in a preseason game, and it was sold out, which blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They were also, fun fact, they were also honoring the 72 Summit Series team that night too, which was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really a lot of legends. Yeah. It was like, damn, this is a preseason game. That's what I was like.
How much did you pay for a preseason ticket?
$20.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't that much. Why was it supposed to be more?
Yeah,
because it was the Leafs.
The Leafs, man, it's the Leafs.
Well, I used SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Devil State of Mind podcast. Use my promo code Devil State of Mind to get $20 off your first purchase.
Good job.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Good job.
You guys can also use my promo code whenever you feel like it, please. Please.
I never thought about that, actually. I totally could do that.
You could. You probably should, Kyle.
Bill,
you could use it for the Stadium Series if you feel like
That's
it.
Actually a good call.
That's a great idea. a fantastic idea.
Yeah, everybody wins in that regard, right? Everybody wins. I'm good at self-promoting every now and then, Kyle. I'm good at it.
You really are. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, awesome.
Do we smell a comeback tonight? I mean, the Flyers almost have 40 shots on net tonight.
I think if the Flyers get a goal in the next 2 or 3 minutes, then yes. If it gets to like 4 or 5 minutes and it's still 3-1, I would say no. But I'm biased towards the Devils, and I always
I think you're right. What I have noticed of late, the Torts, I should say, Torts has really leaned into the pull the goalie as early as I possibly can, doing it sometimes on the north side of 3 minutes. So like 3:30, 3 minutes left to go, he'll pull the goalie. Now I will say they were also down 2 late in those games, so he might go a little bit longer tonight. No, I forgot you guys scored on the power play just a few minutes ago. So yeah, he's probably gonna wait another 6 minutes here and then probably pull another. Yeah,
fair enough. Do you think if they cut it to 3-2, does that change when he pulls the goalie, or does that not matter in that regard?
I don't think that matters in his strategy because
it's still like an aggressive.
Yeah. Especially because at the whistle right now, I don't know if it's already done now. On my TV, it's at 9:52. You got to get a goal before
minutes.
Sharp angle shot there by Hughes gets blocked. Feet in front there. Mercer whacks it at him in there. Oh, and it popped right to Carter Hart. It surprised him, but he made the save. Going to stoppage play with about 9 minutes to go, 9.5 minutes to go, and this one's still 3-1 Devils. So right now the Devils.
Carter Hart.
Carter Hart.
You're right, Bill. I heard you say
Harder Hart. I heard harder heart.
Pause. Leave me alone. I'm trying. Pause.
I did hear.
Okay, don't hurt me. No, the Flames are tied. Kyle's upset.
Yeah, thanks for telling me, Kat. I really appreciate it. I love it so much.
Kyle really said in the group chat today to who did you say it to today? You were talking to one of the Searchcast guys.
Who, Zach?
Yeah, you were saying you guys are going down, and I was like, and by down, I mean Kyle's hoping that his team loses by 5 goals.
Oh, it's a win-win. Neil, so next week we play I think we play a good chunk of the Metro teams. Like we play Devils, Hurricanes.
Right? Yep.
Next week too. And it's a win-win. I don't care. If we lose, that's great. If we win, screw you guys.
Yeah, screw you guys. It was funny. It was funny last week. It was funny last week though when we were doing a game because Kyle just before we started going live, he goes dude, I'm so angry right now, and I'm like, why? I said because the Flames can't stop being competitive, and I don't want.
They were 7-2 in November.
Yeah.
I'm like,
month was good to the Flames. Month was good to them. Which, by the way, I did some research on Dan Vladar. I want nothing to do with him.
However, he played lights out against Vegas the other night. He was very
steaming
good.
Pile of garbage.
What?
Not in that game. Not in that game. But he's
been decent this year for a backup goaltender. He's been decent. I don't think he's been a hot pile of garbage. My TV froze. No,
Carter Hart. I think we might have talked about that because we talked about Carter Hart a little bit before about where the Flyers might see him. If let's say, for instance, just as a thought, if the Flyers if by the deadline they're out of it, of the good place, does Carter Hart then become available, or is this one of those things where he's off limits at this point?
Yeah. Honestly, because of the situation that we were talking about with Hockey Canada, he's kind of untouchable. I don't think anybody wants him until that gets resolved. Right. Now, the other thing is, too, after this season, Carter Hart is a RFA.
He's an RFA, right? I knew he was a free agent, but I didn't know if he was a UFA or RFA.
Yeah, so he's a RFA after this season. So, honestly, look, where I lead, putting the Hockey Canada stuff aside, it is really tough to find a good franchise goalie in the NHL. We all know.
Oh, I know. I'm having fun with the two. Me and Kyle.
No, I got you one. That's okay. You want one? I got one for you.
No, I'm good.
No, I got you one. That's okay. You can have them.
Nobody wants Jacob Markstrom, Kyle.
Yeah, we don't.
Not for the money that he's making.
You sure Conroy's going to trade him for probably a pack of squirrels?
Squirrels. No, Conroy would trade Wolf for a pack of squirrels.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
I think Kyle would delete delete him being a Flames fan if Wolf got traded for no reason.
I would fly to Calgary. And commit a crime.
Crime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
Kyle goes live on THPN, literally, just.
I was just gonna say, Bill, to give you context, why I want this team to be bad this year.
Mm-hmm.
The Flames currently will not have a first-round pick this year if they finish outside of the top 10 because the Canadiens have our first-round pick. It's top 10 protected because of Sean Monahan. So just to give you context. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I want to be bad just because I want the pick back.
Yeah, I totally get that. And so what happens to the pick if it's out? Does it just go to next year's draft, 2025?
It goes to Montreal this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm I want that pick.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm kind of hoping that that's the way it goes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, again, putting the Hockey Canada resolution aside, the Flyers will re-sign Carter Hart because they do think he's a franchise goalie, and you have one already in the system. You don't need to go out there and make a trade or sign someone in free agency. Carter Hart is a guy, and he's young. He's under 25, so and that's really, 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 really rare to find in hockey where a franchise goalie is that young. So
who wants an injury update?
Oh yeah,
Nico Hischier left this game. He's
not after that third goal.
After that, it was when he got hit. Yeah.
It did look like the Flyers broadcast, NBC Sports Philly, showed him getting worked on by the trainers. It looked like they were trying to get a knot, almost like a knot out of your lower back type of deal.
It's possible that it's not something severe, and they're at this point, they're let's just, for precaution, let's just not put you out there to make it worse.
You're up 2.
It's just at this point, it's very frustrating because I feel like the Devils can't go 2 games without somebody getting hurt. It's I was telling Kyle before, Bill, as we get an icing here against the Devils with 6:44 to go in this one, is that think about it from the Devils' perspective. You don't have Timo Meier. You don't have Dougie Hamilton tonight. You don't have Eric Hall. You don't have Tomas Nosek. You almost lost Luke Hughes, and now Nico Hischier's out again after he literally just came back. Now, I'm not going to overreact to say Nico's going to be out long term or anything like that. It's just one of those things where it's can we go a game without someone getting hurt, whatever the reason might be? And that's the frustrating part of it all.
Yeah, of course. You never want to see these guys get hurt, and especially on a consistent basis, on a nightly basis of just random guys that are key to your roster.
For sure.
Getting knocked out.
I'm not trying to make it an excuse either, unlike some people in THPN who are accusing me of making an excuse for why this team is not winning. But I'm not going to say names. I'm not starting a holy war. I don't want that, especially with certain teams in this division.
I want that. I want to see that. Come on.
Why do you want that?
I love chaos.
It's going to be like me versus 6 Hurricanes fans.
Yeah, I got your back.
I'm going to die.
I got your back. I'll be there.
No, Kyle, you're just going to be the one who wants to keep stoking the fire. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah, I'll be eating popcorn. Me and Bill will be sitting back watching.
Yeah, I'm definitely making popcorn for that.
Jimmy just decided, we should have another Metro Division roundtable. I'm like, can we not for a bit? I'm too tired. I think we should have a live watch along of just me and Kat and see where that goes.
Oh my God, that'll be a nightmare.
She's gonna jump in here in a second, I swear.
I believe
God.
I believe the Surgecast is actually at the Hurricane.
They're at the game. I think are they season? I feel like they are. No, are they not? Was one of them is?
I know Kat's a season ticket holder.
Kat is a season ticket holder. That's what I thought. Right. Okay, that makes more sense now.
I think Zach is, but
and a shot there, the Flyers score. Oh my goodness, that just came out of nowhere. It's Walker for the Flyers beating Akira Schmidt from a far out, and with exactly 5 minutes to go, it is a 1-goal game again.
All right. Now you skate 5-on-5 for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then you pull Carter Hart if you don't pull it.
That shot, I think, surprised everybody, including Walker himself. He took the shot, and oh my, I don't think, could Akira Schmidt have stopped that? I don't think
I think he was screened. I don't think he saw it. I think he was screened out of it.
Oh, he was screened by 2 Devils players, and who is 71 on the Flyers?
That is
wow. There was no way he was going to
Sean Walker. By the way, Nico Hischier is back on the ice. I love how the second the Devils give up a goal, Nico's like, all right, put me back out there. I've had enough of this. So 5 minutes exactly now. So now the question becomes, like Bill was mentioning, let's keep an eye, unless the Flyers score again within the next 10 seconds or so. Let's see if and when the Flyers do pull Carter Hart. This has actually been a really good game, gentlemen, I think. I really feel like it's been a good game.
Incredible game. And Sean Walker is one of those guys that he's on the south side of 30. He's right at 29, expiring contract. He will be traded at the trade deadline because he's a piece that they can move easily.
But what if the Flyers are in a playoff position?
You can move. I mean, I would not be shocked if they are in a playoff contention or fighting for something. But I think they will still move Walker because they're.
Oh my God! If he has a good year and you trade him, you can get some value. What?
Whoa! Yep. We got a penalty here, and it looks like it's against the Devils. I think it's Jack Hughes that might be going to the box. So with a little less than 5 minutes to go in this game, Flyers just cut it to 1 thanks to a Sean Walker goal, and now Flyers go to the power play again with a chance to tie it up here late in this game.
You have to pepper everything you can now out of
I agree.
Right?
You're going to panic the rest of this game. Internally.
Main referee was yelling at someone on the Devils. Go.
It was Jack. Did you see that? We couldn't show it to you guys, but the ref immediately goes like this. He was not even definitive, go. It was obvious.
You're done.
I think he called a holding or interference. I think it was the call.
I thought it was hooking. It looked like.
Oh, did he make the hooking?
I don't know what they called there.
I thought he went like that for a second.
I thought it was a hook personally.
Either way, he's not happy because he slapped the puck carrier, slapped it around the boards as it happened.
That was funny. Yeah, he's Jack in frustration. It's just screw it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite reactions from any player when they get a penalty. Islanders are way better. The Islanders are better in a way than the Devils. You just blew a 2-goal lead in the third period to lose 5-4 in regulation on Tuesday. I don't know what you're talking about. But can you explain a little bit more in detail so I can understand where this is coming from?
Yeah, fuck the Devils.
We have a goalie goal. Tristan Jarry scored a goalie goal tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Which is also bad because the Penguins are going to win. Damn it. Which for me and Bill is both crap. It's not what we want.
That's okay. It's 2-1 Calgary. Yay.
Yeah.
You know who scored who scored the 2 goals tonight? It was Chris Tanev and Noah Hannafin.
They were like, oh, we gotta amp up our draft stock so we can only be worth a 4th round pick. Am I being too mean, Kyle? I'm sorry.
Yeah, what could Hughes be possibly?
Jack Hughes got called for a hook. So that's
he got his stick right in the belly of Morgan Frost.
You know what's funny about that, Bill, though? The funny thing is that, is it really a loss for us if Jack goes to the box? Not really, because he doesn't even play.
Is it really a power play if it's the Flyers' power play?
Well, they've already scored on one tonight, to be fair.
Yeah, that's an
out. I'm making the play. Why are we looking back to 2 years ago? What be? Why? Because you went to the conference finals twice and lost to the same team twice?
Yes.
Okay.
In Game 7?
Twice?
Yep.
Wait, was it twice?
I don't know.
Game 7?
I just kept saying yep.
Kyle's just I just want to say this. Minute 23 to go on the Flyers power play here. 3.5 minutes to go in this third. Now a shot there gets blocked in front. Couturier gets it back, gets it top of the point. Now over to sharp angle to drive for the Flyers, and that one gets blocked by Dawson Mercer. Puck is in the right corner here. Konecny, he gets knocked down. No penalty. Wrist shot there is fought up by Schmidt. About a minute to go here on the Flyers power play. Brendan Smith tries to clear it. He cannot. Trying to see if the Flyers do decide to pull Carter Hart. They haven't yet, which I feel like this would have been a prime time to do so. Player lost his stick. Shot there from the point. From the slot, goes wide. Drive there. It's stopped by Schmidt. Scramble in front. Devils get to it. And Nico Hischier will finally clear it for New Jersey.
Jeez. Great pressure.
Wait a second, guys. Got a whistle.
I think
a penalty.
A penalty. When you said they pulled Carter Hart.
I think they're calling another penalty on the Devils.
Oh, no.
Konechny is hobbled over. I'm not sure what happened. Konechny's going to... Oh, and it's Nico Hischier for the third time tonight is going to the box. So the Devils are going to have to be without their top two center. I don't know how... Oh, wait, hold on. The refs are talking. I have it on mute again, guys, so I'm trying
That's okay. Jimmy just mentioned, too, that Jarry did score for the Penguins.
Tristan Jarry did score?
He did score. That's crazy.
How many points do you get in fantasy for that? Let's see here. Oh,
great.
No. Nico Hischier's going to the box. The refs are telling him to go.
Wow.
It's either Nico or it's somebody else on the Devils. Well, Nico's talking.
5-on-3.
He just pulled Nico. Oh, it's Brendan. Oh, God. It's Brendan Smith, and he is livid. It's a slashing call against Brendan Smith.
They just showed the replay on the Flyers. That was a great bait by Konechny.
I just want to see. They're showing on the Devils broadcast. They're just showing a replay of the Devils blocking shots. I want to see what happened. All right, so Nico. There's Nico. Looks fine. Oh, he lost his stick. Oh, that's what he's complaining about. He's complaining about something else. Okay, I see now why. So Konechny. All right, can I see a damn replay? I just want to see.
Here's what happened. So Konechny came up and he lost his stick. Konechny went up and gave him a little jab.
Smith was getting off the ice.
As he was getting about the ice, and then he just took his stick and whacked him across the arm. Not even across the stick, across the forearm.
So I'll give you something very interesting. Brendan Smith is a horrible defenseman. But the second you make him a forward, he gets points and is really good. So the last two games before tonight, he was a fourth line winger.
Wow.
He has gotten points in his last two games. The second they put him back as a defenseman, that's what he does.
Holy smokes.
I'm really tired of Brendan Smith. Oh, wait, here we go. I finally get to see it. Oh, you know what? That is crazy. Because Konechny deliberately skated to Brendan Smith. It wasn't like he was going off the ice. He deliberately went to him to do that, and he got it. Oh, God. And then Konechny sold it a little bit.
Deal.
And the Nets lost by a point. Oh, God. And
Cowboys took the lead, too.
Oh, God. Everything's
new.
falling apart. As now the Flyers have a 5-on-3 with 30 seconds left. There's a pass in front there and a great save by Schmidt on Konechny. Oh, I don't know how he got over there in time. Konechny gets it back. Over to the left side to York. 18 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Gets over to the right side. Now he still has the puck. Waits for it top of the blue line. Still has it. Waits. Gets it one time. Shot. That one stopped. Scramble in front and another save by Schmidt. 5 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Flyers still with it now. 3 seconds, 2-1. 5-on-3 is up. Flyers still on a power play. Gets it over Couturier. Lost the puck. McLeod tries to clear it. Gets over to Siegedar to Michael McLeod. And McLeod's going to actually be able to carry it. Empty net for the Flyers. Jack Hughes tries to take a shot. It gets blocked by the stick of Owen Tippett. 1:10 to go on the Flyer power play. 1:56 to go in this one. Flyers right now on a 6-on-4. Down by 1 here. 1 minute to go here on the power play. As now Mercer with it now on the right side, looking for help. Puck comes out in front, still loose. Puck is now behind the net. Kevin Ball gets to it, chips it up the boards. Nico Hischier. He tries to clear. He cannot. Shot there, and that's deflected just wide of Schmidt. Flyers just shoot it down, and it goes just wide of the net. No icing here. Flyers get back. 35 seconds to go on the power play. 1:26 to go in this one. Still 3-2 Devils. Sanheim gets around a defenseman. Comes in. He tries to get a great stick play by Kevin Ball. He tries to clear it. He cannot. Flyers keep it in. Shot. That one gets blocked. Still a bit of a scramble. Puck is now in the right corner. 21 top of the point. Flyers still with it now. Waits. Gets it over. Right face-off dot. Still with it now. Holds. Takes a shot. That one just goes wide. 10 seconds to go in the power play for the Flyers. 1 minute to go in this one. Flyers desperately looking for the tying goal. Waits. Still with it now. John Marino's been out there for 3.5 minutes. That's shot in, and they score!
They scored!
And it might be Lawton in front, not sure. But nonetheless, the Flyers have tied it with 50 seconds to go.
No way.
Right at the death of the power play.
We got overtime, boys.
We may have overtime. I mean, granted, it's still 50 seconds to go.
What a shot.
That was a shot there from Lawton, I think. And was it?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it was deflected. It was just right through. I don't know. That's rough because Akira Schmid wasn't really screened on that.
By the way, can I just say, I know there are a ton of Flyers fans at Prudential Center. That place is completely overrun. Are there Devils fans other than you, Neil?
Yes, there are. There are, Bill. Believe me, there are. It's a lot of local fans for the Islanders, Rangers, and Flyers buy tickets to Devils games.
That's about to put Sean's up there. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Sean? No, Sean comes in at the perfect time. Good to see you, buddy. So now we got 51.6. So it's not overtime yet. It's not overtime yet. I don't think it was tipped. I think that was a clean shot from Lawton.
No, that was tipped.
They're crediting it to Tyson Forrester now.
Tyson Forrester, who looks like a caveman, but that's okay. He can look like that as long as he scores goals. As he scores one there, his second of the year, and on the 48th shot of the night, the Flyers finally tie it.
And Bill, it was a power play goal.
Two power play goals
of the night.
Now I just need the Seahawks to win. I should have bet the Flyers money line on DraftKings at the time they were down 3-1. Damn.
By the way, if you're betting on DraftKings, you can use promo code THPN. So I'm just looking. Now that you mentioned it, I just wanted to see the score now. It is still.
Seattle was driving.
It's 20-20 at the half.
Yeah, Seattle. Oh, they scored a touchdown. Wow. Yeah. What a catch and on and pass interference.
They just did, it looks like, I think. Yeah.
No, middle of the shot that gets fought off. 20 seconds to go in this third period. Flyers looking to try to come the other way, maybe for one last chance. That one actually deflected. Might have deflected off the. Actually, it was knocked down with a high stick by one of the Devils players. No penalty. Just 8 seconds to go in this period. Flyers come in. Maybe one last shot if they hurry. Puck gets snuffed out into the right corner. And ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime to potentially decide this one here in Philly.
We called this, but we also called that the next goal wins. Right before the Devils scored that.
Yeah, we did.
So we went 50-50 on. Oh yeah.
I mean, the only way I'm right in theory is if the Devils score the next goal, whatever it is, and they win.
Right. Yeah.
In
actually,
theory,
that's a fair
right.
point.
But,
yeah, you're right.
Flyers are 1-1 in overtime, while the Devils are 1-0. So neither team, through their first 20-ish games, have played a lot of extra hockey this year. So now we're gonna get some. Which, from a hockey fan's perspective, how can you not be excited about overtime?
Yeah,
I love overtime.
But since both Bill and I are fans of this team, we are not going to be comfortable watching this.
By the way, they just showed a shot of the crowd. Obviously, there's, like I just mentioned, there's a ton of Flyers fans. A dude is wearing a Phillies red jersey. Violation, bro. You can't be wearing you can't split that. Like that's crazy. Come on.
No,
is it just the way? Is it the regular home one, the pinstripe one, and all that?
It was a jersey. It was a solid red.
A jersey. Oh,
yeah. It was.
I play Friday night hockey, and we had a guy that came out with like a bright red Vancouver Canucks jersey, and I'm like, where the hell did you find that?
The referee just overturned
the Wish. It's the Wish store.
Oh, he did. Oh,
yeah. It was definitely, but it was pass interference. I thought.
I think. I see. That's okay. They're on the 1 yard line now.
If you're just tuning in here for our game, it was 2-1 Devils going into this period. Devils scored on the power play from Tyler Toffoli. That made it 3-1. And then the Flyers with goals from Forrester and I forgot the other one, the second one.
Morgan Frost.
Was it Frost again?
Oh, the second goal.
The second goal. It made 3-2.
Yes.
Oh, it was was the defense
game summary for you. We got
Alexander
Holtz.
Oh, it was Walker.
The first one.
Walker.
Hughes who scored the second goal. It was Frost who scored the first one for Philly, and then it was Toffoli who got the third, and then Walker got it. And then
so now let's see what happens here, boys, as we got 3-on-3 overtime for the next 5 minutes, and yet if somehow this doesn't get decided, we get to go to a shootout, which I kind of spoke into existence earlier, so now I'm kind of worried that we might actually have to deal with that, which I don't want. But anyway, Flyers started off with the puck as Couturier back his own zone, drops it off to Konechny. Konechny coming up the center of the ice, kind of weaving his way through right next to Couturier, drops it off to him, takes a shot that deflects wide. Now the Devils look to come the other way. They might have a 2-on-1. It's Jack Hughes and Luke. Jack comes in, feeds to Luke with a shot, and he scores! It's Luke Hughes! He bows to the crowd as the Devils, just 28 seconds in, win it in overtime!
That was quick.
And I guess karma is the big B word as Luke Hughes, who got hurt earlier in this game, comes back and gets the GWG, his second career overtime goal. And the Devils, despite blowing a 2-goal lead in the third, come away with the win. It's their third in a row, and they get their first win of the year against the Flyers in what was a phenomenal game here tonight.
Fun game.
Such a bad pass, though, like just in the offensive zone for the Flyers. I don't know who it was.
Oh, from the Flyers.
No.
I thought you were saying from Jack. I'm like, how is that a bad pass?
No. Random dump in the corner, bounces right back out. Devils go the other way, and that pass from Hughes to Hughes was just phenomenal.
I hate to say it, but did you guys see the bow that Luke Hughes did for his celebration? He like bowed to the crowd when he scored.
Yeah,
I'm about to see it in a second.
You're about to see it. Yeah. You're about to see it. So we got the Hughes to Hughes connection tonight, boys. For a little bit of dramatic, the NHL social media is gonna go nuts.
Hey, but the Seahawks took the lead. They did score.
Seahawks took the lead, so you got that.
21-20 at the half.
21-20. Oh, I'll have enough time to watch the second half then.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
But
wow,
I gotta be honest. I mean, guys, we had ourselves a hell of a game, did we not?
Oh yeah, I'm happy we got a point out of this. You don't get the full 2 points, but you still keep pace with the rest of the rest.
And the Devils don't jump ahead of the Flyers.
So the Devils don't jump ahead of the Flyers.
Right.
They don't. They're still a point behind. I don't know the result of the Islanders Hurricanes game.
I believe they're losing big time.
So if they're losing, then the Devils would at least jump to 5th.
Oh no, the Islanders came back. They were down 3-1. They're winning 4-3 now.
Oh
wow.
So I think by the end of tonight, the Devils will have made literally zero progress. But the good news for the Devils is that not only have they won 3 in a row, they'll have a chance to make it 4 as they'll go home tonight. They'll travel down the Jersey Turnpike back to Newark, and they'll welcome in the San Jose Sharks at home. What?
No, sorry. Just reading Danelle's comment. Sorry.
Danelle's comment? Yeah, there you go. There you go. But Devils will welcome home a familiar face when they host the San Jose Sharks tomorrow. Mackenzie Blackwood potentially could be in net for the Sharks tomorrow, so we'll see. But before we wrap this up here, Bill, overall thoughts of tonight's game, man?
A microcosm, once again, of what I'm going to be dealing with this entire season. They're going to fight hard. They're going to battle. They're going to be a little piss ants against their opponents, especially because I think this is game 5 of 8 in a row against metropolitan opponents, dating back to last week. And I mean, these games are huge. It's nice that they got a point. You're still ahead of the Devils unless some crazy stuff happens. Obviously tomorrow the Flyers are off. The Devils are playing. This was a 4-point game. It's not a normal 2-point game when you're facing off these in division opponents. So would have been nice to come away with the W. And we still have not won when we give up the first goal of the game. So need to turn that around very, very quickly. For the Flyers to continue to try and do something this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Entertaining.
Neil,
Kyle, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad it kind of finished. It was an exciting finish, and I'm glad that we had an exciting last minute goal and quick overtime. But overall, it was a great game to watch tonight. I was looking forward to it, and I'm glad that we got the result that we did.
Great. Did you get the result that you wanted from the Flames yet, or no? Is it over yet? I don't know the score.
Give us your reaction so I can leave.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. Not happy that we had a 2-goal lead in the third and blew it. I think Akira Schmid was good tonight. Despite giving up 3 goals, I felt he was good.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think it was his fault that it became 3-3. I think, the second goal that Walker scored, we all talked about it. He screened, and that puck went about as top shelf could be. Not much you could do about it. The third goal, it was tipped. He was in the right position. It got tipped. What are you going to do? It's going to happen. But overall, Akira Schmid made I think it was a career high tonight in saves as he finished with, give me a second here, I'll bring it up. He finished with 45 saves tonight, which is a career high for him. It was 37 before tonight, and now it's up to 45. Curious to know if the Devils will start him tomorrow against San Jose, or if the Devils will try to go back to Vitek Vanacek, who has been nothing short of awful up until this point, and we'll see how the Devils can do.
I have breaking news.
Oh?
Kind of.
Sure.
The ECHL is now announcing a new team that will be playing next year. It is the Lake Tahoe Night Monsters.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard that they were thinking about moving having a team in Lake Tahoe.
So if you get
it's a whole new team or a team
brand new team. It's an expansion. It's a new team.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
and not every team in the NHL has an ECHL team, correct?
I believe
not every
so.
Team?
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Yeah, because I know the Devils have the Adirondack Thunder.
I guess it makes sense. Yes. It would go to either Seattle or Vegas, right?
Colorado, maybe?
Or whenever Caroline figures out there.
Well, no. The Golden Knights already have the Savannah Ghost.
Oh, they do have a team. Okay, I didn't know they had a team.
Whatever, a Ghost Pepper. I don't forgot what they were called.
The Ghost Peppers.
No, it's something like Savannah Ghost something. I don't remember.
Yes,
but it's not the Savannah Bananas. I can tell you that. Which, by the way, highly recommend you go check out the documentary if you haven't already.
Oh, they're coming to Philly. My wife wants to go, but
I kind of want to go. And that's like a Harlem Globe. That's like basically Harlem Globetrotters, right? Is that what we're going for? It's like Harlem Globetrotters for baseball. Yeah. Are we going to get that in hockey one day?
Nope.
No.
Not.
Hockey doesn't want to be fun. The NHL is
hockey never wants.
Yeah.
So, but overall, guys, it was a hell of a game. A lot of fun. Bill, thank you so much for coming on, man, and hanging out with us.
This was an impromptu watch along with you guys. It's always fun to see you guys. So we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. But before we wrap up tonight, really quickly, Bill, just let the lovely people who are watching let them know where they can check you out, check out the podcast and everything you got going on, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Orange and Backcheck is the name of the podcast. We're actually recording our next episode tomorrow night, so we'll be posting probably Saturday morning, reacting to the game tonight, and obviously all the stuff that's happened on this week. Torts, all that fun stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Orange and Backcheck podcast. Find us everywhere and anywhere. Have a good one.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again, Bill. We really, really do appreciate it. Kyle, anything you want to quickly promote here before we sign off?
Not much, really. I mean, it's getting close to Christmas, so it's December tomorrow.
There you go.
So
crazy.
Make sure to go check out. By the way, go check out the quick Twitter space we did talking about the Zadorov trade. I think you all will. You'll get
my personal Twitter.
Yeah, what's your personal Twitter, Kyle?
I don't want to say it. It's weird.
All right, never mind. I'll share it on social media in a minute.
Thanks.
Everyone will know. But yeah, no, you can check out Devil's State of Mind podcast as well. We just posted a new episode actually right before this game started, talking about all the games that happened up until this point. Well, we actually do have a guest coming on for Sunday, the episode will come out on Monday. So it'll be our first December episode. And check it out on Twitter, Devil State, Instagram, Devil State of Mind. And we're also on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, Devil State of Mind podcast. Almost to 40 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you guys, if you haven't already, leave a subscribe. Would really do appreciate it. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. And we will see you in the next live watch along. Once again, final score from the City of Brotherly Love. The Devils win it in overtime thanks to Luke Hughes' goal. 28 seconds in, they win this one 4-3 against the Flyers. Everyone, continue to be the awesome people that you are. And as we always say, Kyle already knows the story, but Bill, you can jump in as well. As we always say at the end of every live watch along, make sure. I'm waiting for Bill. To rock on.
There we go. I got it.
Great night, everybody.
Nice. I love it. Let's go.
The hockey, that was amazing.
What the heck was that?
What was that? What was that?
Did you do that?
I don't.
What the?
What the?
Wait a
What's
minute.
this
Hold
happened?
on. I'm on a Mac. Maybe that's got to be like I've seen. Because okay, what is happening right now?
Kyle, please clip this.
I don't know
Clip
how
that.
to clip it.
What
I know
is
if the clip.
happening?
I'll do it then.
That's so cool.
What the? What was that? I'll
That's
take care.
amazing.
I'll post the intro, the outro, Kyle. I got it. But what the? There's fireworks. What is
Okay.
that?
All right, hold on, because I have.
I don't think we can sign off yet.
I know. I have to go on this
That's
rant.
so funny.
So I obviously, I'm not just a podcaster. I work in podcasting, as you both know.
Yeah.
And I have been doing recordings with some of my clients, and I've had to make notes to like my video editors, going like, "Hey, at this minute marker, a random thumbs up comes up, like that."
Like that.
And I think I just discovered it.
What the heck?
Like, what the
That's
heck just
amazing.
happened?
It's amazing.
So somehow,
How did you go the entire game without that happening once?
yeah, because I
Yes,
definitely
that's
made those
right.
gestures, other than the devil sign,
Oh my
obviously.
That was
Uh,
amazing.
Anyway, so I just discovered why that, because I have whatever the new, I don't know if it's the exact new system, or like the operating system for Apple, but it's got to be that.
Gotta
That's
be.
So that's
Sonoma or whatever it's called. So I got to figure out how to disable
Wanna do-
that. And then-
You guys want to do the outro one more time and just end it on that?
Yes,
Can we
let's do
please?
it again.
Let's do it.
Once again,
Okay,
on that note that you just saw, thank you guys again for hanging out with us tonight. Have a great weekend, as always, and we will see you in the next live watch along. And as always, guys, make sure, Bill, you got to do it, man. Make sure to rock on.
Say something.